Alrighty then. Hello. Ooh, the audio got weird for a second there. Hello everyone, my name's Caden, and welcome back to more Steins Gate. Last time we achieved Lukaku's ending, and got even more depression. After all, we had to sacrifice, for Lukaku's ending, we had to sacrifice Mayuri in order to achieve Lukaku, in order to give Lukaku what they wanted, but Now it's time for things to go back to normal. Bone wave. Lukaku places her finger on top of mine. On top of the send button. Once we do this, it's gonna turn things back. Once again, we'll have another D-mail having been undone. Alright. This is gonna hurt.
Thank you, Okabe-san. Farewell, my love.
Farewell. Alright. We have officially reached halfway to the 1% divergence. Chapter 9. Endless apoptosis. The warmth of Lukaku's hand slips away as the vertigo hits me. We have now achieved the halfway point. We are halfway to achieving 1% divergence. Halfway there to saving Mayuri. I'm still at the shrine, but I no longer feel Lukaku clinging to my back. I turn around slowly. Lukaku! Lukaku's staying a short distance away, as if to see me off. No tears. Just a bewildered smile. My chest feels like it's about to burst. We've already destroyed the dreams of 3 people so far. Suzuha, we had to erase her memories of hanging out with us, of being happy. She came from a time in which everyone was basically, like, soulless from what had happened in the future. And we had to erase the extra days of memories where she could escape that. Then there was Ferris. We had to erase her reality of being able to be with her father. All she wanted was to prevent her father from dying from a stupid mistake that she made. And now that's all gone. And now Lukaku, who simply just wanted to be a girl just so they could fall in love with Okabe. How many more people are we gonna have to do this to? Hold it back. Hey, Lukaku.
Yes?
You're... I hesitate for a moment, but I have to know. Yeah, even if this is gonna hurt, we do have to actually ask. You're a guy, right?
Yes?
She's gone. He has returned. It's still Lukaku, it's just... It's weird, honestly. Basically nothing's changed, and yet at the same time, a lot's changed. Cuter than any girl. Looks good in Miko robes. But he's a guy. I bite my lip. Do you... like me?
What? I don't understand.
Do you like me?
I respect you.
He respects me. I don't deserve his respect. That's not what matters now. Lukaku's answer seemed clear, but wasn't. He didn't answer the question.
If I change back into a guy, I'll have to hide my feelings for you.
Lukaku still might like me, even though he's a guy again. However, he'll never speak honestly about those feelings. This is what Lukaku decide for himself. It would be wrong to pry any further. Maybe I'm just running away. Maybe I should pry. Force him to confront his feelings. But I'm not strong enough to accept the consequences. I'll just end up hurting Lukaku. Thanks. You are my disciple, now and forever. Agreed?
Yes, of course I am.
I look away, unable to bear his shy smile. The world line has changed. Lukaku's a guy again. Which means the IBM 5100 should be here at the shrine. On the previous world line, girl Lukaku broke the IBM 5100 while cleaning the storehouse. Guy Lukaku didn't clean the storehouse. He never broke the IBM 5100. It's 6:46 p.m. Judging by past experience, it's very likely that I've averted Mayuri's death for today, but just in case, I should get back to the lab within an hour. Lukaku, do you remember breaking an old computer in the shrine store or house last year?
An old computer? No, I don't remember anything like that. I don't really understand computers. I haven't played with them much.
When Lukaku was a girl, she trembled when I asked her the question. And then she forced a smile as if to avoid admitting that she broke the computer. So we're back on the timeline where it's not broken. So here's where things are going to start getting interesting, because we're starting to get close to the point where we may not have to fix too many more D-mails. I don't think we'll have to fix every D-mail. Well, there are 3 D-mails remaining that have changed reality in some way. The first is, let's go backwards actually. The third one that happened was the one with Moeka, the one where we made her not get a new phone. The second was the Lotto 6 one, the one where we told our past self to put in specific lottery numbers to get the lottery win, or at least 3rd place. And the first D-mail that was sent that changed reality was the one that prevented Kurisu's death. However, the thing is, we know for a fact that at the very least, we won't have to fix Kurisu's D-mail. I don't think we're gonna have to prevent her death, because the thing is, we got the IBM 5100 after the D-mail where she died. So, But he's not trembling now. Lukaku honestly doesn't know. Go get your father for me. Whoopsie. I go ask Lukaku to fetch his father for me, so I can ask him whether or not the IBM 5100 was in the storehouse. An old computer? Yes, I do remember. I'll go check. Please wait a moment. He heads into the storehouse, storming out back, just like on the previous world line. On the previous world line, the IBM 5100 was no longer in the storehouse, since girl Lukaku's had secretly moved it. How will it turn out this time? Luka's dad had returns after about 10 minutes. His expression is grave. That's all the answer I need. Nothing's changed. So we are going to have to revert Moeka's D-mail. Now we're going to get some really complicated ones, because so Moeka, I feel like Moeka is going to be difficult to change. We know what Moeka sent. It was simply like, don't buy a new phone, keep your old one or whatever. Here's the thing. Moeka works for CERN. So that fact alone is going to make things very difficult, I feel. It's gone. I couldn't find it anywhere. If I had to take a guess what's happened in this timeline to keep things similar, I'm assuming maybe that Moeka probably stole the IBM 5100. I quickly glance at Lukaku's face. Blank. He doesn't seem to know anything. Lukaku's innocent. I'm sure of it. The lock to the storehouse was broken. Someone may have stolen it. Yep. So in this timeline, Moeka stole the IBM 5100. You know what, actually? I can sort of believe that, because there is something that I think I might be able to see a way events could work in order to lead to the Moeka stealing it. Knowing that Moeka works for CERN, or in some way, after getting a D-mail all sent to her that would say that, hey, don't buy a new phone, she would learn that, hey, their time machine stuff is real. She could probably then figure out ways of, like, tracking or whatever, and then figure out where the IBN is, blah, blah, blah. Stolen it. It didn't disappear. A thief took it.
There's evidence someone dragged something heavy away. That wasn't there at the end of your cleaning, and the log wasn't broken when I checked last month. I never expected a thief would break in.
Then shouldn't we report to the police?
While I discuss what to do, I sigh and consider the situation. This isn't gonna work. It's gotta be Moeka. That's the only one that makes sense at the moment, and the current one, and the current thing that would make sense for how the timeline would shift. The IBM 5100 is still out of reach. There are 2 D-mails left to cancel. Something tells me that if I cancel just one more, I can get back the IBM 5100. But which one?
Okabe-san, I don't really understand, but please don't be sad. Just go, it matters not, like you always do.
I chuckle. Lukaku's so adorable when he's trying to cheer me up. But he's a guy. You're using that phrase wrong, you know? I wave goodbye and leave the shrine. It's at least nice to see that he seems happy. 2 D-mails remain. First, the one that I sent to myself with the winning Lotto 6 numbers. That one should be easy to cancel. The problem is the other one, the one sent by someone I wish I could forget. Moeka. Kiryu Moeka. I know the gist of her D-mail since she sent it as part of our early experiments. When Moeka asked to send a D-mail, I agreed under 2 conditions. First, make the contents simple enough that the D-mail's effect would be obvious. Second, make the contents public to all lab mems. Moeka ended up sending a D-mail to prevent herself from buying a new phone a few days prior. So that's another thing. We have to somehow send a D-mail that will convince... I feel like it's easy enough to send a D-mail that could probably convince someone to not sell their old phone. But sending a D-mail to convince someone to buy a new one is probably a bit trickier, I'd have to imagine. The D-mail was sent to July 31st, an easy date to remember. The question is how it all relates to the theft of the IBM 5100. It must be the butterfly effect, as it was with Lukaku's D-mail. This time, however, I will not hesitate to do what is necessary. Kiryu Moeka does not deserve my sympathy. That is a thing. I don't know. I don't think Moeka is inherently bad. There's something more with Moeka, specifically something about FB. She kept mentioning something about that, and it's stuck in my mind. She mentioned something about FB. Whoever that is, she mentioned how she couldn't, like, betray them or something. So, why is it that she's so devoted? There's gotta be a reason for it. And what is FB? What does that mean? That woman and her men have killed Mayuri more times than I can bear to remember. I will show her no mercy. There's just one problem. The cancellation D-mail needs to be sent from Moeka's own phone. I don't think a message from me telling her not to change phones would sway Moeka's intentions in the slightest. I need her phone, but I don't know where to find her. What do I do? I return to the lab and set things up so I can time leap at a moment's notice. Fortunately, that isn't necessary.
Phew, I'm stuffed. I barely ate today, so I was hungry. Is there more tomorrow? Yeah, and the day after too.
Mayuri just got back from Kamima 30 minutes ago. She and Kurisu, who stayed behind at the lab, have just finished eating cup noodles. It's already past 8, and so far nothing has happened. Mayuri's still alive, so we do get an extra day. Going by the pattern, her death has probably been postponed until about this time tomorrow. So we at least get an extra day to work with this. Is this the will of some higher being? God, fate, the universe itself? Or is it merely coincidence? That doesn't matter now.
Okie dokie. Mayuri's got an early day tomorrow, so I'm going home.
Mayuri takes a big stretch and starts getting ready to go home. She's been up since 5 this morning. Looks like she plans to wake up early tomorrow too. That reminds me, I haven't seen Daru at all. He's fighting in the Kamima Holy War too, so that doesn't surprise me. Busy checking his spoils, I guess.
Hey guys, why don't you come too?
I'll pass, but my assistant looks like she wants to go.
What?
Kurisu jumps up at my answer.
Hey, don't put words in my mouth.
I saw your eyes sparkling while you listened to Mayuri's cosplay stories.
Maybe, but nobody said anything about going. Come on, Christian.
I know that Kurisu's an art channeler, but is she an otaku? Not all art channelers are otaku, but she has often hinted an interest in cosplay.
No way, I'd suffocate in a crowd like that. That's crowd on day 2. If you're worried, come in the afternoon. All the popular stuff will be sold out though.
You go, Okabe. You're Mayuri's guardian, aren't you? Ugh.
No, Mayuchi's Ocarina's hostage.
Oh right, that's what it was. Well, you don't want your hostage to escape, do you? Shouldn't you take her along in handcuffs or something? I've got business in Akiba.
What do you mean, business?
A search for Kiryu Moeka. I already sent her an email. We need to talk, and now I'm waiting her reply. Can we meet now? I've got some urgent business. Something tells me it's not gonna work. No answer? I guess it was just an excuse. Christina, we need to talk. Again? I brought as usual. What do you mean again? Nothing.
What you gonna talk about?
Hey, hang on. Hold on. What do you mean, again?
You two have been really close lately, huh? You're always talking together. Mayuchi really wants to join in your secret meetings and stuff.
Don't worry, we've been talking about the time leap machine. It would just be gibberish to you. Not entirely accurate, but not entirely a lie either. Besides, the purpose of this particular discussion is to convince Christina to attend Kamima. Prepare for good news, Mayuri.
Oh, great. Thanks, Ocarine.
Mayuri waits in the lab as I take Kurisu outside. So, Christina, I'm not going to Kamima. You said again just now. We've talked like this before, just the two of us. Losing your memory now? Does our little mad scientist have an deficiency? I don't know what that is. I can't even say that word. A neurotransmitter levels in the hippocampus increase when remembering or when learning or remembering. Okay. I'm being serious. You're acting weird today. What's going on? Please, I need to know. I mean, yeah, this is the 5th time you've brought me outside to talk about the time leap machine. Wait, what? This is the 5th time? Have we talked about my time leaping? For an instant, Kurisu opens her eyes wide in surprise, but then she gives me an angry glare. You're time leaping. I nod. More than a dozen times already. That many? What the hell are you doing? Let's go over it again. Looks like she doesn't know anything about Lukaku or my shifting between world lines. That's only natural. Alright, time to explain the whole thing again. So far, I've changed world lines a total of 3 times. Let's call the first world line where Mayuri died Alpha 1. The world line where Ferris and I fought the viral attackers is Alpha 2. The world line where I dated girl Lukaku is Alpha 3. And now I'm on Alpha 4. From my perspective, Alpha 1, 2, and 3 were undone by my D-mails. But for Kurisu and everyone else on Alpha 4, those world lines were nothing but separate, intangible possibilities to begin with. I guess I have to explain everything again. Okay, from the top. I sigh heavily, then begin. Here we go. I think I get it. After I'm done, Kurisu sighs and lightly pats my arm. Kurisu, I have been through so much shit already. I'm getting tired, man. Don't wear yourself out. Unfortunately, that's not an option until I'm done with this. Until Mayuri's alive, I can only wear myself out. It's a disgrace to be comforted by my assistant. Why are you always like that? I'm even trying to be nice. You're really full of yourself, you know? I don't need your sympathy. Everything that happened is my fault. I'm just getting what I deserve. Come to think of it, every time I explain this to you, I always end up hating myself in the end. Okabe, don't worry about me. Worry about Mayuri. Mayuri will probably die tomorrow. I don't know how it will happen. If Mayuri stays away from the lab, she can probably avoid running into Moeka and her men. It doesn't matter though. She'll die all the same. All Alpha world lines converge on her death. Escaping the attractor field is the only way to save her. Sorry about this, but I want you to be there when she dies tomorrow night. That's why you want me to go to Kamima? There's nothing we can do to prevent her death. Just stay close and tell me when it happens. Once I know, I'll make the time leap. I can't believe there's nothing we can do. It just doesn't feel real. But it's the truth, isn't it? I can see it in your eyes. Are you okay? Mentally? No. I still haven't saved Mayuri. I know. That's not what I meant. Kurisu interrupts me. Are you okay? I don't follow. You're carrying an awful burden. It's rare for her to look so concerned for me. I told you not to worry about me. It's Mayuri you need to be worrying about. Tomorrow, I'm going to look for Moeka. If Mayuri doesn't die tomorrow, I can postpone the time leap. If Mayuri does die tomorrow, I'll return to the past no matter what. I wish there was some way that Mayuri wouldn't have to suffer. Then why don't you time leap now? I can't plan effectively without knowing the deadline. I don't want to see Mayuri die either, you know? I know how you feel, but you're the only one I can ask. Where did all this trust come from? You're my assistant after all. Also, every other past version of you has been very reliable, so how can I not trust you? Kurisu forces a laugh at my feeble attempt at a joke. You're so full of yourself. We have our plan. Kurisu will go to her first Kamima. Mayuri will be so delighted when I tell her the news. Alright. Mail. Mayuri. I'm heading off. Join up with Mayuri, we're heading to Ariake, kind of excited, lol. I had no idea it would be this crowd. Save me, Ors. Have fun, have fun, Kurisu. Haven't seen Mayuri all day. I want to be with her, of course, but that's not possible. Moeka hasn't replied, which means I have to find her myself. Can I not call her? Unfortunately, I don't know anything about her. My only clue is Arc Rewrite, the company Moeka supposedly worked at. I find it after a quick search online. Sure enough, their business is producing articles for PC magazines. Luckily, their office is in Akiba. I tried calling first, but it goes to voicemail. I guess they're still closed for the Open holiday. Or maybe it's just a bad time? Looks like I've got no other choice but to visit them in person. Alright, let's go check. It's the second day of Kamima and Akiba is deserted. Most of the otaku are lined up at Big Site right now. I've experienced the craze of Kamima several times firsthand. It's literal war. It scares me whenever Mayuri goes alone. I can't help but imagine her trampled by a horde of crazed otaku. But in reality, Mayuri's surprisingly quick and tough. I've seen her weave through crowds like you wouldn't believe. Arisu's the one more likely to get trampled. Can't help but feel sorry for her. Maybe it was wrong to ask her to go. I find the ARC rewrite office in a fancy-looking building on the outskirts of Akiba. Again, I don't think Moeka is inherently evil. I feel like there's something going on with her as well. I don't know if she wants to be doing what she's doing. Of course, I have no way of confirming this. I take the elevator up, but there's nobody there. I lean against the wall and wait. After about 30 minutes, a man dressed in shirt and tie appears. I explain that I'm a relative of Kiri Moeka and ask for her contact info. He gives an unexpected answer.
Well, you don't have an employee by that name.
You don't? I guess it makes sense. Damn it, I've been tricked. I should have known better. Moeka's working for CERN. Of course her place of employment is fake. Is this the end of the line? Just as I'm about to turn around and leave, the man pounds his hand as if he remembered something.
Wait a second. There was a girl who worked here just 2 days before disappearing. I think her name might have been Kiryu. We might still have a resume.
I frantically bow my head and ask him to look for it. He's reluctant, but acquiesces. The address listed on the resume leads me to a beat-up old apartment. Not the sort of place you'd expect a single young woman to live. Hello? I feel strange unease as I approach the apartment. For some reason, there's a police car parked in front of the complex. Moeka? A uniformed officer standing out front. What's going on? Hello? In one room on the second floor, room 202, Moeka's, has a blue sheet covering the door. What's going on here? Wait, what's going on? Excuse me? I walk up to the police officer. Excuse me, did the person who lived there move?
Huh?
No. Then, are you related? I knew her.
You haven't heard.
The police officer looks uncomfortable. The bad feeling in my gut is getting worse. What happened?
Suicide.
We've got a big problem now. What? Suicide? How the hell? Why? But why? When?
Yesterday.
We can time leap. We can time leap and get back to her before she does it. No way.
They took her to Chiyoda 3rd Central Hospital. Doesn't look like she had any relatives. We don't know who to notify. Will you go see the body?
I bow my thanks and leave. Why would she commit suicide all of a sudden? She's dead. Moeka's dead. That doesn't make sense, though. What? Why could Moeka suddenly die? What's going on? It doesn't make sense. I'm trying to think back to Moeka, like everything we've seen of Moeka. There is something that comes to mind when I'm thinking about Moeka, which is the period of time where, after we lost the IBM 5100, there was a period of time, and after we also, like, forgot Moeka's existence as a lab mem, there was a period of time where we met her afterwards, but she was, like, she was acting weird. She just, like, she was distraught over not being able to find the IBM 5100, and she was looking for it before, yeah, but she wasn't acting the way that she was. She wasn't acting, like all, like, obsessive with it. So, did something happen? Suicide. Moeka, who killed Mayuri in cold blood, committed suicide. Could it be related to FB? Or is this part of the conspiracy? Could her own men have killed her, then made it look like a suicide? Today's the 16th. On World Night Alpha 1, Moeka raided the lab on the 13th. 3 days have passed since then. Each time I change world lines, Mayuri's death gets pushed back one day. So does Moeka's raid. It hasn't yet happened on this world line. So why did she die? I don't get it. This is the first time this has happened. This feels a lot. This seems like too much. This seems like way too much of a change to just suddenly happen. Moeka dying? This... Wait. Unless... This is technically the first time we've made it to the date of the 16th. This is the first time we've reached the 16th of the month. So now what I'm wondering, is it possible that Moeka is also destined to die? But on the 16th? Knowing this is the first time we've seen this, so what if it's just like Mayuri? What if Moeka is guaranteed to die as well? The only reason we wouldn't have seen it beforehand is because, well, we never made it to the 16th. We always only made it to, like, the past days. This is the first time we've seen this, though. Wait, no. Wait, what? How should I deal with this? What should I do? I go on the ground and cradle my head in confusion. This doesn't prevent Mayuri's death. If Moeka is dead, maybe Mayuri doesn't have to die. I don't think so. We still haven't achieved 1%. As long as that's the case, Mayuri's still probably going to die. We've seen her die. I mean, literally in the last ending, in Lukaku's ending, she died of a heart attack of some sort. Just a random heart attack. She just suddenly died. There was no cause. There was nothing. She just suddenly died. So it doesn't matter if Moeka is dead. Mayuri is also going to die. No, I don't think that convergence is that kind. Fate demands Mayuri's death. Whenever I try to stop it, something interferes. True, I'm the one who meddled with the timeline, but haven't I paid the price already? How did all this happen? A few weeks ago, I was just a college student with a severe case of chunibyo. Save for Mayuri's grandmother, I had never experienced the death of anyone close to me. Death had no place in my life. But how many times now have I faced death these past 3 days? More when you count the loops I've made. My heart can't take it anymore. I don't know how much longer I can go on. One more. Just one more D-mail to cancel. If I can get my hands on Moeka's phone, maybe we can just... Moeka died yesterday around noon. I can go back to before that happened. The reason she died isn't important. Whether Mayuri's murderer kills herself is of no concerns to me. I just need to cancel that D-mail. Fine, we have to time leap again then. Upon returning to the lab, I casually look up at the second floor window. What I see shocks me to my core. What? Not good! Someone's using the time leap machine. Who? Mayuri and Daru should be at Kamima. Not even Kariza should be here. I asked her to escort Mayuri yesterday. Besides, she's against changing the past. So who? The building shakes. The vibration reaches the street. Not good. I can't let this happen. The timeline mustn't be tampered with again. I need to stop it now. Maybe I can cancel it? Come on. I race up the stairs to the lab. By the time I get there, the shaking has stopped. I quietly peek into the development room. Nobody's there. The door is unlocked. Anyone could have walked right in. How could we be so careless? The time leap machine is still faintly warm, so somebody did use it. But where'd they go? And something's not right here. Because reading Steiner didn't activate. The timeline didn't change enough. Or did it? I don't know. Something's not right here. Where did the person who used it go? Who used it? And what changed, if anything? Who? Did they time leap? This is the first time someone else has used a time leap machine. In the case of Lukaku, during the Lukaku's ending, Lukaku did use the time leap machine, but when he used it, or when she used it at the time, we got teleported to Yanabayashi Shrine from them using it. So, but that didn't happen this time. We didn't go anywhere else. What just happened? Just to make sure, I checked the X68000. As expected, the history's been erased. The same thing happens when we send a D-mail. There's nothing I can do about this. It worries me, but I have to focus on Moeka. What is going on? Who used it? I set up the time leap machine. The maximum leap is 48 hours. To leap more than that, you need to leap 48 hours and then leap again. The 42-inch CRT is on downstairs. That's plain as day since the discharge phenomenon just occurred. I put on the headgear. Preparations complete. I'm really worried. Is this gonna work? Should I really leap now? Oh, crap. I don't know. This is bad. What just happened? Why did everything suddenly go wrong? We have to go back anyways. Start it up. Okay, we're back to the 11th. Suddenly, the empty room is full of familiar faces. Mayuri is sitting on the sofa, working on her costumes and rubbing her tired eyes. Daru's at his PC, muttering to himself. Karisu's in the development room, tinkering with the phone wave names up to change. Where's Moeka now? What just happened? Should I try going to her apartment again? Honestly, I'm afraid to meet her face to face. I don't know what she might do. That woman killed Mayuri. Innocent Mayuri, sewing with all she's got. I've seen the blood drain from her body. I've seen the light fade from her eyes. If I see Moeka, will I be able to contain my rage? It doesn't matter. I can't run away. In order to save Mayuri, I must meet with Moeka. I head to Moeka's ratty apartment. There's no sign of the police this time. Moeka's suicide won't happen for another 4 days. I run up to the iron stairs and stand in front of the door to Unit 202. The lights aren't on inside. I start getting anxious. Maybe she's not here. There's no intercom, so I reluctantly knock on the door. No reply. I try again with the same result. Damn. Might as well try the doorknob. It's unlocked. I take a deep breath. This could be a trap. Remember, we're not dealing with an ordinary person. Moeka's a rounder, an agent of CERN. If I die here, what will happen to Mayuri? Will Karisu or Daru be able to use the time leap machine to save her? I need to be careful. At the same time, I can't save Mayuri by doing nothing. So I steel myself, open the door, and peek inside. The apartment is dark. Too dark to see. But I feel someone's presence. I step inside. The apartment is practically empty. Minimal furnishings. Only the barest necessities of life. But there, by the window, is a figure in the moonlight. Moeka. A woman is sitting on the floor, her head bowed. There's no one else here. I approached the woman and stared down at her, gritting my teeth in a desperate effort to maintain control. Ever since the first time she killed Mayuri, I've tried my best to avoid thinking about this woman. But now, I have no choice. I can't accomplish my goal until I have the answers I need from her. I must obtain the IBM 5100 to escape the Alpha Attractor Field and rescue Mayuri.
Kiryu Moeka.
Kiryu Moeka. I had another name for her once. It hurts to remember. I force it to the back of my mind.
起きているか?
Can you hear me? Moeka's fingers twitch. Do you want to text? She sluggishly lifts her head, but she doesn't look up. She stares at my feet instead. Oh. She finally speaks in a frail voice. Moeka has always had trouble speaking, but it seems especially severe today. I notice her hair and clothes are disheveled. She looks awful, though I suppose that's no surprise given that she'll kill herself in 4 days.
FB? Is that you?
Who is FB?
FB?
FB. I've heard that name before. It's the same one. If I'm not mistaken, that's her superior's code name.
Why won't you contact me? I did everything you told me to.
The phone in Moeka's hand glows faintly. She's still clinging to it, I see.
Did I do something wrong? I'll fix it, I promise. Just don't abandon me. I'll do anything for you, FB. Please answer me. Give me orders. I'll obey. Tell me what to do. Tell me. Tell me.
I'm at a loss for words. So wait, is the reason that she kills herself is because she's not getting orders from FB? Is for some reason on this timeline FB just ignoring Moeka? I wasn't expecting to find her in such a miserable state. She was so cold, so calm when she killed Mayuri. It's like she's a different person now. Is this another effect of the world line change? But it's only been a week since she sent her D-mail. How could she have changed so much? I get on my knees and shake Moeka by the shoulders.
Oi.
Hey, can you hear me?
Oi.
Hey!
FB, why? Why won't you answer?
Damn it.
Kiryu Moeka.
Kiryu Moeka.
Oi.
Hey, it's me, Okabe.
Okabe da.
No response. Moeka just keeps crying and mumbling to herself. I shake harder, but she doesn't react. She doesn't even resist. Looking down, I notice that she's typing rapidly on her phone. Come on, let me... Bewildered, I look at the screen. FB... What the hell? What the... What happened to Moeka? Something's really wrong with her, but I don't know what. Why is she so obsessed with FB? Who is FB? Girl loves Facebook. I swear. From what little I understand, it sounds like she's lost contact with her supervisor, FB. This is strange. But I don't understand how that could turn Moeka into such a wreck. It doesn't matter. I don't care what happens to her. I'm here for one thing. Can I just yoink her phone? Recalling my purpose, I reach for Moeka's phone.
No!
Yap! A sharp crack echoes through the room. Moeka slapped my hand away. It didn't hurt, but her reaction was lightning quick. Now Moeka curls up into a ball, hugging the phone tightly to her chest. So, that's a new problem. We can't actually get her phone because of whatever's going on with FB. It was like this from the moment I met her. She never let go of her phone, not even for a second, as if it were the only thing keeping her alive. It's because of her connection to FB. She loses that phone, she loses her connection to FB, I'm assuming. Which is why she wanted to change, isn't it? Did she want to change... Wait. What's going on here? Moeka wanted to not change her phone away. What? Wait. What is Moeka's deal?
No mails.
Can I not send her one?
No mails.
FB とかいう
You mean from
やつか
FB?
No mails.
Make several more attempts to take her phone away while she babbles incoherently, but she just slaps my hand away each time. Next, I try persuasion. I promise to help her search for FB if she lends me her phone. It's a lie, of course, though come to think of it, I would like a piece of FB too. That can wait until after I've saved my Yuri. Moeka doesn't buy it. If, that is, she heard me at all. Damn it, we're getting nowhere. Maybe I should take it from her by force. I think the only way we're gonna get to communicate with her is if we text like before. What if she just tries to kill me before I can send the email? In her current state, she might not have enough strength to retaliate. On the other hand, if she does retaliate, there's not much I can do against someone with a gun. What should I do? Daru, can I call you? Can I phone a friend? Her gun. Where would she keep it? I quickly scanned the room, but there's no sign of it. Crap! That startled me! Hello. I stand up and move to this entrance, where I can take the call without letting Moeka out of my sight. Where are you? Sorry, I'm busy. Is it woman? You're with a woman, aren't you? Is that the first thing that comes to mind? You really are a mainstream girl. Shut up. You promised you'd help with the phone wave, remember? Or is your lab mem number just for show? Get Dar to help. I can't do it today. What are you doing? Where are you? Kiryu Moeka's apartment. So you are with a woman. You're the worst. Has she not met Moeka on this world line? I quickly give Karisu a simplified version of the usual explanation. Karisu listens attentively, as she always does. Maybe she's more considerate than I give her credit for. As soon as I finish, Karisu gives it to me straight. You have to take it from her by force. I mean, that is a possibility, but the problem is, what if she tries to kill us? You've seen too many Hollywood movies. You're up against an agent of CERN. Play nice and you can end up dead. Don't hesitate. Remember, you're doing this to save Mayuri. I know you're pretty weak and scrawny, but you should be able to handle her in her current state. Gee, thanks. At least she's not beating around the bush. Suddenly, she lowers her voice. You might think I'm a monster for saying this. Not that I care what you think, but... kill her if you have to. I'm not gonna become the same monster. I would rather not become the same monster if I can avoid it. You're a monster. But you're not a hypocrite. And that's what I love about you, Christina. Love? What's the matter with her now? I mean, I wish my conviction were as strong as yours. Ice cold Karisu. Well, thanks. That's not all, right? There's a reason you're willing to suggest murder as an option. How'd you reach that conclusion? Good. You're still thinking. I can't be certain whether your story is true, and I don't quite understand this attractor field hypothesis. But based on what you told me, if this Kiryu woman commits suicide 4 days from now, that means her death flag is already active. Is her keeping her old phone her own death flag? Why is she dying? In other words, this world line has approved her death. That's what. So it is what I was. So it might actually be what I was thinking. Where, just like Mayuri, technically Moeka's also fated to die. If my assumption's correct. But why? Is changing her phone really gonna force that kind of change? On previous world lines where that wasn't the case, you probably couldn't have killed her even if you tried. Something would have happened to prevent it. By that same logic, wouldn't it be impossible to kill her until her time of death? On the 15th, I think it was, that she dies? Because wouldn't something try and prevent us from killing her right now to make sure she dies? Happened with Suzuha too. Remember, she died both times she died 10 years ago. You're right. That is also true. Suzuha also died, one time by suicide, one time by sickness. Their death will only happen on a specific day. It doesn't matter. The means, the way it occurs doesn't matter. All that matters is that it happens. Or possibly killing her would have caused a dramatic shift in world line divergence. But on this specific world line, her death is already certain. As you've experienced with Mayuri's death, the result is what matters, not the process. I don't want her to die. I still don't forgive her for all the shit that she's done to Mayuri throughout the timelines, but at the same time, I don't think that she's like... There's more to Moeka. And... Again, I don't think Moeka wants to be a bad person per se, but there is something with her. I just don't know what. I believe the same applies to Kiryu. It doesn't matter how she dies. In other words, I can kill her instead of letting her commit suicide. She's already going to die, so that makes it okay. That's the kind of argument a murderer. That's the kind of argument a murderer would make. Don't be a hypocrite. We're not talking about right or wrong here, Okabe. She's unforgiving as always, but it actually feels nice to speak frankly like this. But what about the law? Even if fate forgives me, society won't. As long as you have the time loop machine, you can undo anything, even murder. The blood that exists on my hands will never be cleansed, no matter how many timelines I change, you know? The result that will be that you gain the necessary information without killing anybody. I understand. Phew, just remember one thing. You're responsible for what you do. I guess that's quite a thing for me to say, huh? After telling you to kill her. It's fine. Your advice was truly becoming of a mad scientist. Get it done, Okabe. Bye. She hangs up without another word. Strangely, I find Karisu's harsh tone encouraging. Who does she think she is, a general? I managed a smirk as I close my phone. I still don't want to kill her if I can avoid it. She might be the one who killed Mayuri a bunch of times, but it still doesn't feel right. Especially with the way she is now. Moeka's still sitting on the floor. Kill her if you have to, Karisu said. Moeka did the same to us. She doesn't deserve mercy. Kill her or let her live. It's my choice. My responsibility. I don't want to kill her. Even after I undo the murder, the memory of my crime will remain with me. That sin. That guilt. I'll have to carry that weight. I mustn't ever forget. That's what Karisu meant when she spoke of responsibility. Murder is unforgivable, no matter the circumstance. Can you understand that, Kiryu Moeka? I reach for Moeka's phone. This time, there's no hesitation.
No.
Moeka resists. I grab her slender hand and pin it to the window. The glass rattles from the forest, but thankfully doesn't break. With my other hand, I pry the phone away from Moeka's chest. She dives her foot straight into my solar plexus. The breath explodes from my lungs. I gasp for air. In a fit of anger, I raise my hand to strike. But at the last moment, I hesitate. What happened to killing her if I have to? I know we're past the point of playing nice, but I've never hurt a girl in my life. I don't consider myself a model gentleman or anything, but the idea that men aren't supposed to have women is such a strong part of my common sense that it stayed my hand almost like instinct. So instead, I wrap my hand around Moeka's neck and squeeze. When she tries to kick me again, I pin her legs under my own. I squeeze harder. My fingers dig into her throat. She struggles for breath. I feel her throat moving as she gasps for air. I can finally see my reflection in her tear-reddened eyes. Have your attention. Moeka's under control, but now I don't have a free hand to take her phone. If I loosen my grip on her throat even slightly, he'll turn to a struggle again. Moeka's hiding her phone behind her back now. I need that phone. Should I let go of her hand or her neck?
携帯を
Give me your phone.
よこせ
Moeka weakly shakes her head. If you don't, I'll kill you. I wonder if I even can.
殺せ
I can undo it with the timely machine. It'll be the perfect crime, one that never happened. But still, do I really have it in me to murder someone? I don't know. But I have to try. Hand it over, I'll kill you.
殺す
No words leave Moeka's lips. Just rough breathing. Stalemate. Neither of us shows the other any openings. We're practically motionless, but our breathing is ragged. It's taking all my strength just to pin her down. A rough breathing echoes through the room. For a moment, it even seems to synchronize. This is getting me nowhere. I remove my hand from her neck, then use my entire left arm to pin her against the wall in a guillotine choke. She starts groaning in pain. Her right hand has her left hand up against the glass, and I pull her hand down and transfer it to the grip of my left hand. Now my right hand is free. I slide behind her back and go searching for her phone. I have to lean in close to do this. I press my body up against hers. Flame explodes in my jaw. I lean back. Moeka is readying another headbutt. I put more strength into the guillotine choke to stop her. Moeka's face twists in pain as she struggles to escape my grasp. The guillotine choke seems to be working. She doesn't have the strength to resist. If I push any harder, she really might die. I push harder. Moeka writhes in pain. Tears fall from her eyes and drool from her mouth. As her resistance weakens, my right hand finds Moeka's phone. She still has it in a tight grip, but I manage to tear it away. I quickly release Moeka and step away. She bends over and coughs violently, but still she reaches out to me with tears in her eyes. She wants her phone back. I don't care. I look at the screen. What the hell is this? It shows an email draft with a string of FBs entered. I clear the text and start typing a new email, but her phone's different from mine, so I don't quite know how to use it. Let's see. I'm startled. I look up to see Moeka staggering to her feet. She's like a goddamn zombie. I quickly run outside and close the door behind me. Then I lean my entire body weight onto it so she can't open it from the inside. The doorknob rattles as she tries to open the door. Then she starts pounding on the inside. It's a good thing doors in Japan open out. You wouldn't see this in a Hollywood movie. Anyway, I have her phone. I just need to pretend to be Moeka and send the cancellation email. Moeka's changes in the past will be cancelled. The world line will change. The IBM 5100 will come back to me. And then we'll hack into CERN. Mission complete. Fate won't have Myri this time. Victory will be mine. This is Makise.
D メールの設定
Get ready for D-mail! Okay, but what's that noise? I'm having a little trouble here! So you didn't kill her. Good job. I tell her Moeka's address. That's right.
マイルは
And Myri? Still here. She's at the Bronze Tooth workshop trying to get the manager to turn on the CRT.
話してない
You didn't tell her anything, did you? About her death? Of course not.
だったらいい
Good. Don't hang up yet.
まだ切るなよ
I put my phone down and resume typing into Moeka's phone. A middle-aged lady comes out of the apartment next door. Her eyes meet, so I put on a forced smile. The lady grins mockingly before going back inside. I wonder what she was thinking. Maybe she thought it was a lover's quarrel. In the mail, I write model change. Do it now. B4 sold out. This ain't gonna work, I don't think. I don't think this is gonna work. Moeka's email and said, don't change models. The desire for limited edition, hard-to-find products is hard-coded into Japanese DNA. Appealing to that instinct should work. The insistent pounding on the door grows louder. And now I hear groaning from the other side. Can't believe how persistent she is. Is her phone really that important to her? But I've already won. All I have to do is send the email. I'll never forgive you, Moeka. But at least our relationship ends here. This will be the last time we meet. Raise the phone to eye level. I take a deep breath. It ends now. Press send. It didn't work! No vertigo. No dizziness, nothing! Green Steiner didn't activate. What? Why? Didn't the world line change? Did the phone wave fail to function? I bring in my own phone back to my ear. Kurisu's still on the line. Well? Did you send it? Yes, did it work? The discharge is occurring as normal. So it worked, right? Definitely. The world line didn't change. You mean it failed? Why? Consider the possibilities. Maybe the message wasn't enough to persuade Moeka to change models. Could we have sent it to the wrong date? It's July 31st, I'm sure of it. Check out when the original email arrived, and maybe her reaction will change if the new one arrives just after that. What a pain! Pounding on the door has ceased. Did she finally give up? No, she wouldn't give up. She planned to climb out the window and loop around? We're on the second floor. That would be quite a feat. I should still have some time left. Try sending different messages. If that doesn't work, I'll adjust the timer. You're a lifesaver. What's going on there? Is Mr. Braun freaking out? I can hear him shouting from below. Hashida in my area trying to calm him down, but who knows how long that'll last. I don't think there's much time left. I put my phone into my pocket without hanging up. Come on! I changed the message and sent an RD email. Still, nothing happens. Come on! Change now, your phone is cursed. I make another one, send. No good. Why? What am I doing wrong? I'd like to ask Moeka, but if I go back inside now, she'll probably just attack me. It reminds me, she's been awfully quiet. What is she doing now? Maybe she really did go out the window. I look around. I don't see her anywhere. Think, why didn't the email work? Could it have been the time leap? Someone else used the time leap machine before we ourselves used the time leap machine. Could it be something along those lines? I have the sweat from my brow. My entire body is soaked. It must be the adrenaline. What if Moeka changed addresses when she got a new phone? I take out my phone. Are you there? Still not working? I tried 2 more times, but nothing. Trying to consider my options as I stare hard at Moeka's phone. The walkway is dim, but Moeka's gaudy purple phone shines in the faint light. Wait. I take another good look at the phone. There's something wrong here. Wait. What is it? Hang on. Is this... This is different, is it? Okabe, what's wrong? Is this phone different? Gaudy purple. Latest model. What? What? Removable LCD screen. Model number GG01. This is a different phone. So, what's going on here? My eyes tell me that there's nothing wrong. I saw this phone when Moeka sent her email. And many times before. She was never without it. It's the same. Nothing has changed. Nothing changed. Huh? What hasn't changed? Something's wrong. Why hasn't it changed? Why is it the same as before Moeka sent her email? Oh no. So, admittedly, I had a strange feeling before all this, but I was really worried it wasn't... It was just... Is there someone pretending to be Moeka? Moeka's email said don't change models. She should have had a different phone when she sent it. She didn't. It was the same phone I'm holding right now. There's only one explanation. She never changed models to begin with. No way. She lied to me. Moeka's email wasn't about her phone. That explains how it affected the IBM 5100. It also explains why my cancellation emails aren't working. Sneaky little... It was never about the phone, was it? It was only ever about confirming if the time machine worked. It's much stronger than before. She must be ramming something hard and heavy against the door. I quickly move away from the door. The door shakes again. I can see the frame starting to warp. Crazy! I suppose I should be thankful she doesn't have a gun, but honestly, this is terrifying enough. It chills my blood to think what her face must look like now. I've never been the target of such a single-minded obsession before. Unfortunately, I can't run away. I need to face Moeka again and wring the information out of her. Both Ferris and Lukaku remembered the emails. With prodding, Moeka will remember too. I need that information. I don't want to go in there. My teeth are chattering. This is pathetic. Thought I'd won when I snatched her phone. Now my advantage is gone. Kabe! Oh, Kabe, answer me! Christina. What's that pounding? Are you okay? Well, I guess the email wasn't about a model exchange. What do you mean? She must have changed the text right before we sent it. That's why the cancellation mails aren't working. Did you check her history? It still might be there. Her arrival history. Of course, even if it's not her sent history, it should be in her arrival. I glared at the purple phone in my hand. It's a good thing Moeka didn't change phones. Now I know exactly where the email went. I should have thought of that. Checking now. Come on! For a second there, I thought it would be easy. I should have known better. Moeka's not a casual phone user. Her mailbox has literally hundreds of entries over the last week, all from FB. Some of my mails are sprinkled in. I don't have time to search for each of these mails, even just the subject lines. This ain't working! Not to mention the pounding of the door is freaking me out. Christina, I seem to be in a spot of trouble. If I fail, I'm leaving the rest to you. Don't be ridiculous. If you're in trouble, then get out of... I hang up. Shit. The lady next door comes out again, alarmed by the escalating noise. She glares at me. But when she sees the magnitude of the door's damage, the lady opens her eyes in shock and runs back inside. I'm not leaning against the door anymore. Moeka could just open it, but she hasn't realized that. She's so fixated on getting her phone back, she'd destroy her own door. In any case, I don't have time to check her mail history. I put the phones into my pocket and move to the side of the door. Here we go. Carefully grip the doorknob and wait for the interval between bangs. Now. I yank the door open. The coffee table flies out and smashes into the walkway railing. Her screech raises hairs all over my body. She's standing in the entrance like a revenant at the gates of hell. I step back. My knees tremble. But then I remember what I'm here to do. I gather my resolve, enter the room, and close the door behind me. Or at least I tried to. The door's bent and won't fully close. I give up unlocking it. Give it back! Moeka glares at me, shaking with fury. First, I have to restrain her again. This is a woman who could kill on command, who would break her own door just to retrieve her phone. It's too dangerous to let her be. I'm stronger. I just need to get her on the ground. There's no time. It's now or never. Crushing my fear, I charge full speed at Moeka. Our bodies collide. Come on! Moeka tries to twist away, but I grab her clothes and use my momentum to push her to the floor. Stop! The back of her head hits the floor. Her resistance weakens. She doesn't know how to break a fall. Some secret agent. I quickly shot her waist. Now she's mine.
Get back!
Moeka flares her arms and legs wildly. Should have known she would have give up. Her fist strikes my jaw. Fortunately, Moeka's weak. The blow does little damage. Still need to stop her from struggling. First, her hands. I start with her left. I grab her wrist and pin it to the floor. Ah! A fist flies towards my face. Pops against my left eye, blanking my vision for a second. She seems to stop struggling for a moment. Her hand claws weakly at the air. Turns out that she was reaching for my hair. She grabs it hard. I feel several strands tear free of my scalp. I get a grip on Moeka's face and press her head against the floor. She tries to bite my fingers, so I pull my hand back. I grab the hand that's grabbing my hair and dig my nails into her wrist. But she still doesn't let go of my hair. All the while, her feet are pounding against my back. She's also trying to free her left hand. Can't take much more of this. Why you? I instinctively headbutt Moeka with all my strength. The sickening sound of bone against bone echoes inside my head. The impact makes me dizzy too, but I fight it. Moeka goes limp. An opening, finally. I succeed at pinning down both her hands. The glass fall at some point during the struggle. Her eyes swollen, her red, swollen eyes give her an even more demented look. There's an angry bump on her forehead where I headbutted her. Could you just listen to reason for once? Hurt, you crazy bitch. She spits at me. Lukewarm saliva hits my face. I want to wipe it off, but my hands are full. Moeka glares at me. There are tears in her eyes, perhaps from the pain. Eye contact. Good. We're making progress. Moeka breaks eye contact when I mention it. She stares at my pocket. She must have caught a glimpse of purple. I'm not giving it back. I smile scornfully. I'm not letting you escape to your own little world again. You don't have that right.
Get back!
Then get it. Moeka tries again to free her hands. I lean in harder and keep them pinned. My strength and position are superior, so Moeka accomplishes nothing. Next, she struggles to free her body. Same result. I clamp my thighs firmly around her thighs and hold down. She occasionally knees me in the back, but I can bear that pain. It's not enough to make me forfeit this position. I can keep this up as long as I have to. Who's going to tie her up first? Moeka, without a doubt. I don't do any sports or anything, so I'm not that strong. But I'm on top. I don't need to expend much energy to keep her pinned.
Why'd you take it? Give it back!
Keep screaming. She can scream and spit all she likes. Nothing will make me give up this position. I don't care about your phone issues. I don't care about FB. Moeka shakes her head violently. She's just wasting her energy. Maintain position and stare down at Moeka. You didn't kill her on this world line, and the world lines where you did have already been erased. But I remember everything you did, everything that never happened. I'll never forget that you killed Mayuri, and I'll never forgive you. So there's no escape for you today. We're gonna stay here as long as it takes. Until now, I've always run away from facing Moeka. But I can't do that on this world line. I have to know what her D-mail said. So let's be honest with each other, huh? Moeka's still struggling. No. No.
Let me go! Tear your fucking eyes out!
So you can talk without your phone. I'm impressed.
Piece of shit! I'll cut you with a kitchen knife!
I'm a mad scientist. Dissection is my specialty. This woman's out of control. She wanted our headbutt that badly? A knock sounds from the door. Great! I knew this would happen. Moeka and I both look at the door in surprise.
This is Nishida from next door. Is everything okay? Do you need a police? If not, then could you please keep it down? And the walls here are pretty thin.
Damn, I didn't think about that. Can't ever call in the police. Moeka suddenly screams. Damn it, you bitch! What now? I need silence Moeka somehow. But I can't use either hand. There's only one way. I suddenly press my lips against Moeka's. My loveless kiss shuts her up quite effectively. I lock eyes with her as well, trading glares in silence. Kids these days. I finally hear the neighbor's footsteps recede. What a relief. I feel a sharp pain on my lip. I instinctively jerk away. Blood drips from my mouth and lands on Moeka's neck. You are insane! She bit me! When I feel around my lip with the tip of my tongue, the taste of blood spreads out from the laceration. Moeka breathes wildly. She glares at me with tearful eyes. Don't act like it's your first time. You're older than me, remember? She grimaces and looks away. Her pink lips glisten with saliva. I might find this alluring if the situation were different. Moeka turns her face away and looks up through the open curtains at the bright full moon outside the window. How much time has passed? Feels like it's already been a dozen hours. But it's still night outside, so it probably hasn't been more than 1 or 2. Moeka hasn't said a word since I kissed her. She hasn't tried to escape either. Her expression is blank. She's just staring off to the side. What's she looking at? I follow her gaze, but the only thing there is a half-empty bottle of water. Has she given up? Either way, I can't let my guard down. Maybe it's the stress, but it feels like my body is going numb. And I've been drenched in sweat for a while now. The room has no air conditioning whatsoever. The heat is starting to get to me. I thought I had an overwhelming advantage in this position, but it's harder to maintain than I expected. Not only do I have to keep Moeka pinned, I also have to keep a close eye on her so she doesn't try anything. All Moeka has to do is lie there. She can rest and try again whenever she's ready. Will this last all night? At this rate, my strength might give out first. Fear mounts. If she escapes, she's going to try to kill me. She must have her gun somewhere, I'm sure. I consider calling Carissa for help, but I can't use either hand, and I don't even know what time it is. Damn. It's almost like I'm the one trapped. No. Stay positive. You can do this. Moeka's dependent on her phone. That's her weak point. If I keep her separate from her phone, then sooner or later her will to resist should collapse. It's a matter of whose strength will fail first. Suddenly, Moeka calls my name.
What do I have to do?
Now she's trying to ask nicely. Does that mean she's given up? This is what I was waiting for. Not a move in for the kill. Do you remember sending a D-mail?
What?
D-mail. An email that you sent to the past. You sent one to your own phone. You led me to think it was about a phone model exchange, but you changed the text before you sent it. Her typing speed is lightning fast. It would have been easy for her to type a mere 36 characters while Daru and I were preoccupied with the phone wave name subject change. Your D-mail changed the past. Don't you remember? Normally once the past changes, everything until that point is undone. It should be possible to make Moeka remember, just as Ferris and Lukaku did.
I don't know.
You do know. You just haven't remembered yet. Remember. Remember, or else. Or else what? I don't know. This is just a tactic to put pressure on Moeka. I have another plan to make her remember. Moeka turns away again and bites her lip. Tears start falling from her eyes. I watch, never once taking my eyes off her. I didn't notice it before, but her shirt must have... Okay. It's dry like a scab. Normal Miss Moeka could be mistaken for an elegant, beautiful woman. Now she has a large shadows under her eyes. Her skin is rough. Her face is pale. She looks more intoxicated than intoxicating. Her entire body reeks of death. She's clearly insane. This is the real Moeka. I wish I'd realized sooner.
I really don't know. If I could remember, I would. I don't remember anything.
Moeka gaze shifts constantly, from me to the ceiling and then to the window. Her slow murmuring is evidence that she's almost beat. Just a little more and her resistance will end. Fine. I'll change the question. You received a strange email about 2 weeks ago. It came from your own number, and was dated several days in the future. Moeka's eyes will open wide. Gotcha. You remember. Good. That was the D-mail. What did it say?
If I tell you...
I'll return your phone.
You...
She suddenly curses at me.
I won't tell you.
Why not?
My mission...
Her mission. I recall what Moeka's told me on a previous world line. The Rounder's mission is to find and acquire IBM 5100s. In that case... IBM 5100. She fell into my trap. Her reflexive response was all I needed to see. It was about the IBM 5100.
How much do you know?
I'm asking the questions here. Just answer!
I can't. I won't betray FB.
So you're choosing FB over your phone? How loyal. But Mayuri's fate hangs in the balance. I can't give up. You're not winning this. Moeka still hasn't calmed down. She's been opening and closing her hands for a while now. She's not trying to escape my restraint. She's just twisting her body. Licking her lips, shaking her head, trying to brush the hair off her face. It's like she's suffering from withdrawal without her phone. Soon, she won't have the mental fortitude to resist. If she won't talk now, then I'll just have to wait until she will. Is it really that painful to not have your phone? Why are you so dependent on it?
I can't talk to people.
You're talking right now, aren't you? When she attacked the lab, she was leading a squad of hardened killers. Moeka shakes her head violently.
If I can't use mail, then I'll be cut off from the world.
What? Are you fishing for sympathy? You're just afraid of being abandoned by the Rounders, aren't you?
No, not the Rounders. FB.
That's the same thing, isn't it? Then don't say the world. You're the one who killed an innocent girl. You're the one who erased Mayuri from the world.
I didn't kill her.
Not in this world line maybe, but on another world line you came to steal our time machine. You killed her. You killed Mayuri. On the world line where I interrogated Moeka, she told me that Mayuri was expendable. It didn't matter to certain whether she lived or died.
If FB told me to, then yes, I killed her.
Who is FB? Where the hell is he? I asked her the same question back then, but another Rounder appeared before she could answer. Something tells me she won't have backup this time. Moeka's position in the Rounders has changed.
I can't tell you.
Then let me tell you something. Listen good. If you're holding out for backup, you can forget it. Nobody's coming to save you. The pain and despair are just going to get worse, and in 4 days, you'll kill yourself. Moeka seems startled by this. I go in for the kill. I came here from the future using the time machine CERN wants so badly. That's how I know. You kill yourself in this room, all alone. Your precious FB doesn't save you. No one does. Not the Rounders, not CERN, and not the Committee of 300. Your boss hasn't replied to your mails, has he? You know why? Because you've been abandoned. Moika's face contorts in despair. Once again, tears fall from her eyes. Guilt squeezes my heart. I know that I'm causing this woman pain. Inside of me, a voice whispers that it's nothing compared to what she did to Mayuri. I have no reason to show mercy to a murderer. But at the same time, my conscience screams that it's wrong to hurt someone. No matter who they are or what they've done. Insane mad scientist, my ass. I'm afraid to hurt my mortal enemy. I'm nothing but a hypocrite. FB doesn't deserve your loyalty. Tell me everything. Ignore the ache in my heart and push harder. But Moeka shakes her head violently.
FB won't betray me. FB won't abandon me.
Then why do you kill yourself in 4 days?
You kill me and make it look like a suicide.
I wouldn't need to cover it up if I killed you. I'd just undo your death with my time machine. When I got here, you were sitting in the corner like a limp rag, crying about how FB wouldn't answer, remember? How many days has it been? How often did FB contact you before, and when did it stop? I keep the questions coming. Need to pile on the pressure.
I used to be every day. But it's already been 10 days.
10 days with no contact. Correct? Moeka looks up to me with pleading eyes.
I won't betray FB.
FB betrayed you.
I believe in FB.
He threw you away. FB used you, and now your usefulness has ended.
FB isn't like that.
And what sort of person was he?
She was gentle to me. Like a mother.
She.
I finally had a place I belonged.
Like a mother. FB's a woman. I expected an evil-looking man like we see in movies, but I guess I was wrong.
I talked to her about my worries. She'd always reply right away. Like a friend. But gentle. Accepting.
Have you met her? Moeka shakes her head weakly. You haven't met. Even though she's like your mother, your friend. Damn. If they've met, I could have gotten Moeka to lead me to her.
Rounders must hide their identities from one another.
So you've talked, but you've never met. You must have wanted to meet her, right? Even if it was against the rules.
No. No! It would ruin everything. If she saw the real me.
Did she ever say she wanted to meet you?
No. Never. And I never asked.
So no phone calls either then? Moeka turns away. She nods faintly. Didn't you wonder why? You know, actually, thinking about how obsessive she is, I guess that kind of makes sense. And it's because of, it makes her typing thing make sense. The fact that she's so good at typing, it's her connection to FB. With her obsession being that strong, she would want to be able to type as fast as she can to reply as fast as she can. Didn't you wonder why? Why would such a kind, gentle woman refuse to meet you in person? Was it really just the rules?
And why isn't she returning your emails now? Think about it. She was using you. You were tricked. Don't say that. She's not like that. What did her last email say before she stopped contacting you? Leave the IBM 5100 at the designated location.
The IBM 5100. Moeka, you fool, you let your tongue slip. 2 weeks ago, FB told her to leave the IBM 5100 at a drop point. That means she already had it in her possession and at that time. I recall Moeka kept bombarding me with questions about the IBM 5100. I might have let slip that I found the computer at Yanabayashi Shrine. After that, she sent her D-mail. The world line changed. The lock was broken on the shrine's storehouse door. The IBM 5100 was gone. These facts point to one conclusion. Her email must have been that the IBM 5100 was at Yanabayashi Shrine. She sent herself the location of the IBM 5100. Now that I know it, it seems so obvious. So we know what to do now. If only I hadn't trusted Moeka. If only I had seen through her lies. But no. I played right into her hands. I was a tool's tool. I almost burst into self-deriding laughter. But I desperately held it back and keep a straight face. What was the designated location?
The coin locker. In front of Daibiru.
What? Again, the coin locker? What? The coin locker in front of Daibiru? Wait, isn't that where Lukaku hid the IBM 5100 on the previous world line? Is this an artifact of convergence? Can I retrieve the IBM 5100 if I go there now? No, I can't expect it to still be there. Remember what happened with Lukaku. The invisible force convergence is keeping the IBM 5100 away from me. If I want to get it back, I need to cancel Moeka's D-mail. I know the message. I've already reached my goal. Moeka starts crying softly. I sigh deeply and lift myself off Moeka's body. Then I lean back against the wall and stretch my aching limbs. Fine, have your phone back. I take Moeka's phone out of my pocket. I'm using your phone. Moeka slowly gets up. She wipes her tears and fixes her hair and clothes. Her wavy hair obscures her face from this angle, so I can't make out her expression. Oh boy. She doesn't react to what I said. Even though I'm no longer restraining her, she doesn't try to attack me and take back her phone. I open Moeka's mailbox and search for the D-mail. It takes about 3 minutes, but I finally find it. 3 mails from Moeka's own phone, each 12 characters long, sent on August 4th and received on July 31st. Retro PCs at Yanabayashi Shrine. Just as I expected, Moeka's changed her D-mail in the few seconds I had my back turned. All I need to do now is send the cancellation mail. You at the lab?
Don't worry me like that. Idiot.
What, were you worried about me?
I mean, you set off an obvious death flag. I'm surprised you're still alive.
Where are you now?
I'm standing by at the lab.
Set up the machine. I'm sending another D-mail.
Destination?
July 31st, 11 a.m.
11 a.m. on the 31st.
While Kurisu calculates the hours, I type the mail. It says, "Do not go. Not at Shrine. It's a trap." I address the mail to the phone wave, name subs to change.
Okay, all set.
Alright, activate it.
Activated.
I send the mail. Mail starts sending. Ring star should activate. This time for sure. I brace myself for the incoming vertigo.
Well?
Why is it still not happening? Nothing. Why won't it change?
Not a mistake.
No, there's no way. I know what Moeka's message said. This D-mail should have canceled it. Why isn't it working? What the hell's wrong this time?
What did the first email say?
That the IBM 5100 was at Yanabayashi Shrine. I tried to cancel it by telling her it's a trap, but it didn't work. I'll try to phrase it differently.
Wait, we went through this with the Law 6 experiment, right? Remember? The Law 6 experiment. I sent myself the winning numbers, but the past me didn't buy the ticket. Instead, he gave the winning numbers to Lukaku. The person who reads the email chooses whether or not to act accordingly. Kiryu learned that the IBM 5100 was at the shrine. Though the cancellation mail came right afterwards, I guess she ignored it and went anyway. Maybe she didn't believe the cancellation mail, or maybe she was so diligent she decided to check it out even when she not told not to. I glanced at Moeka. She's still hanging her head, but her tears have run dry. I wonder if she's listening. Damn, even when told it was too risky to go to the shrine, she went anyway. We need a more persuasive message, something that will prevent her from going to the shrine. Like what? That's the problem. Is it possible to persuade her with just 36 bytes of text? FB! Or should we consider other possibilities? FB! What if I send an email to myself on the July 30th? Could I beat her to the IBM 5100? Were you even interested in IBM 5100 then? When did I start caring about the IBM 5100? I can't remember. Fine, that's out. So how do I convince Moeka to listen? At that moment, an electric shock runs through my brain. 2 initials. FB. What? Moeka's handler. She's obsessed with FB. If the mail comes from FB, she'll do whatever it says. Do you have FB's phone? No, they haven't even met. We don't know where FB is. And there's nothing we can do. Give me a little time. Gonna make me wait again. Well, I've been pulling all-nighters recently, so whatever. Just don't do anything stupid, okay? So even after prying answers out of Moeka, there's still more work to be done. It really seems to love getting in my way. Alright. To break out of this world line, I need FB's identity and location. I call Moeka's name. When she finally looks up, I drop her phone into her lap. She accepts it with a confused expression. Looks like we're searching for FB now. Moeka grips her phone, but she doesn't look at the screen. I sigh deeply. I need to get as much information on FB out of her as I can. How exactly did you become a rounder? Honestly, I couldn't care less. I hate having to stand here and talk with the woman who killed Mayuri. Hugging her phone to her chest, Moeka retrieves her glasses and puts them back on. We can have her pose back. 4 years ago, I tried to kill myself. Her voice is barely an audible whisper. For a moment, I'm surprised she's not talking by mail. I had no hope. I wanted to get away from everything. Why? No big reason. Her expression is blank. Lifeless, like always. Behind her glasses, her eyes are red from crying. They are the only trace of emotion on her doll-like face. Little things. Lots of little things. Piled up. I've always been like this. In your family? Moeka shakes her head a little. She has none, I guess. I don't bother asking whether she ever had parents. It doesn't really matter. I locked myself in my room and overdosed on sleeping pills. But I didn't die. Afterwards, I got a mail. Recruiting rounders, it said. It was sent to hundreds of people. Not just me. Isn't that spam? Do the rounders really recruit like that? Nothing mattered anymore. So on a whim, I replied. And then FB contacted me. Ever since, I've followed FB's orders.
Were you always stationed at Akiba?
Moeka shakes her head.
Until 3 months ago, I was in Nagoya. For that, Yokohama. For that.
The Rounder's chief duty is to acquire IBM 5100s. I guess they had her traveling all over Japan, digging up info on retro PCs. How many IBM 5100s have you found so far?
Not even one.
No results. Sounds like CERN is spending a lot of effort for not much return. I sigh deeply once again.
お前はこの後どうするつもりだ。ただ絶望に打ちひしがれて。
So what now? Are you gonna sit here walling in despair until you kill yourself 4 days from now? Or do you want to rebel against fate? Rebel? Even as I ask the question, I know that for her, rebellion is impossible. The world line has already approved her death. She's in the same situation as Mayuri. No matter what she does, she will die. I know that. And yet I ask the question. FB used you and threw you away. Accept it. And then ask yourself what you're going to do about it. Moeka looks down. Even if FB did use me, that was the only place I belonged. That was the first time in my entire life that I was needed. FB gave me a purpose. To protect that purpose. To protect FB. I would do anything. You're beyond hope. I stand up. Drown your depends for all I care. Your death has already been decided. But I won't let fate have its way. I'm rebelling to the end. No matter what, I will save Mayuri. Just a little more. I can't give up now. We'll figure out something. It's midnight, and Akiba is practically empty. The silence is eerie. We'll figure out something. There's gotta be a way of doing this. A way of actually saving Mayuri. There's no sign of anyone near the coin locker. Considering the IBM 5100 size, it couldn't fit in the regular sized lockers. He must have put it in one of the 3 large lockers on the right. The light's on. The bomb locker is still in use. Is the IBM 5100 inside? My heart starts pounding in my chest. I feel my face grow hot with excitement. We've been apart for too long, my partner, but now only a thin locker door separates us. Is this what love feels like? Let's not go crazy. I force myself to consider the situation calmly. Is the IBM 5100 really inside? I want to check right this instant, but I can't believe I forgot to ask Moeka which locker she used. Should I get a crowbar or something to pry it open? If the IBM 5100 really is inside and I steal it, what will happen to the world line? If you have to cancel all the D-mails, which I thought was the only way to restore the original world line. And now the IBM 5100 is so close. Why can't I just reach out and take it? I know how to cancel Moeka's D-mail, so I can always do that if this doesn't work. Well, let's try it, just to make sure. First, I make a quick visit to the lab. Ignoring the complaints of the labmen who stayed awake in the lab all night, I retrieve a makeshift crowbar from the development lab. And then I return to lockers and thrust the point tip of the crowbar into the crack of the door. Well, shit. Maybe that should have been obvious. Just as I begin to cry, a shrill siren shatters the night. I look up to see the red lights of a patrol car coming this way. Their timing couldn't be worse. Alright, time. Police release me after about 30 minutes of scolding. I return to the coin locker and try to pry it open again. Immediately, another patrol car appears. This time, they take me to the police station. I'm stuck in an interrogation room all night, getting preached by the policemen. I conclude that this is another effect of attractor field convergence. No matter what I do, I cannot obtain an IBM 5100 on this world line. That is what fate has decreed. Damn it! I get the police to call my father, and they finally release me. They didn't go so far as to arrest me, but the policemen, and as well as my father, scold me harshly. I act apologetic, but in actuality, their words fall on deaf ears. I just want out of this frickin' loop. After my father goes home, I head straight to Moeka's apartment. I tried calling her. I took the opportunity to memorize her phone number yesterday, but she wouldn't pick up at all. Before I get there, I send a mail to Daru asking him to check if the coin locker is still occupied. The door to Moeka's apartment is unlocked. I find Moeka hugging her knees in the corner, just like she was when I first found her. You put the IBM 5100 in the bottom right locker, right? How? Out of all the lockers, only 3 could hold the IBM 5100. Out of those 3, only the bottom one was in use. Is in use. What's this about anyways? Don't make me your errand boy so early in the morning, fool. Whatever. Thanks, Taro. If that's the one you used, then FB hasn't picked it up yet. Do you know what that means? Moeka frowns. It means that if we stake out the locker, you'll get to meet FB. It hadn't occurred to you? Some secret agent you are. Don't you want to meet them? Come on. I'm headed there now. You coming? Just do it, damn it. What will you do if you meet her? Borrow her phone. That's the best way to prevent Moeka from going to Yanabayashi Shrine. I can't meet her. I'm too afraid. The real me could never live up to her expectations. Something tells me her expectations were never that high to begin with. Moeka's face contorts again. I'm being blunt. Not only because Moeka's Mayuri's murder, but also because Moeka's weakness is starting to get on my nerves. Just do it, damn it. Just like Dara's mail said, the locker is still occupied when I get there. I look around to make sure there are no patrol cars. No crowbars this time. I don't feel like getting arrested. I head across the street to Daibiru, hide behind one of the humongous pillars, and begin the stakeout. My legs are getting tired. I was going to borrow Mayuri's portable game console, but I decided I didn't need a distraction. Still, it's pretty tough to keep standing like this. I also need to stay inconspicuous. Someone might notice if they see me standing in the same place for hours. I wouldn't want a security guard to give me trouble. I mean, I guess there's not much worry about that. I've already been here for 7 hours without incident. My legs are numb, so I squat and lean against the pillar. So hungry. I'd love to go get some food, but I can't take my eyes off the locker. Just then, somebody taps me on the shoulder. FB? I try to leap my feet, but my legs get tangled and I fall over. Hi! Howdy! Finally decide to not be weak anymore, huh? I want to see Moeka just get free from FB at this point, because it seems like FB has just been manipulating her from the start. So I want to see, what would this horrible person look like? Moeka's standing there, looking down at me with those glassy eyes. What are you doing here? I'll keep watch too. Is that okay? Why the change of heart? I stand up and dust my clothes off. You were comfortable with your male-only relationship, weren't you? I thought you wanted to maintain that distance. So what made you decide to risk a meeting? At this rate... Moeka puts her heads on her knees. She looks ready to cry. I've seen that expression once before, in her moonlit apartment. If I lose contact with FB, I'll lose my connection to the world? Moeka nods faintly. What the hell has this FB person done to you, and who the hell are they? You can't bear to be alone yourself. Yet you'd end an innocent girl's life just because some person you've never met told you to. A cultist. That's what you are. And her cult leader, FB, abused her weakness before throwing her out like old clothes. It pisses me off. FB's cruelty, Moeka's weakness, I can't decide which I hate more. Then, Moeka nervously brings out a convenience store bag. What's this? Instead of answering, Moeka looks away. I look inside. Ooh, milk and bean buns. Exactly what you need on a stakeout. There's enough for 2. You bought this for me? Moeka nods. Very well. You may join the stakeout. Now we can take turns watching. Well, and we'll also look less suspicious to passerby. The night draws on and still no sign of FB. We nap in 1-hour shifts, but it doesn't help the exhaustion. On top of that, I don't have anyone to talk to. Moeka can't keep conversation going, so there's nothing I can do to stave off boredom. I went back to the lab to shower just before dawn, but Karisu, who was working an all-nighter on the time leap machine, just glared at me. Wave finally ends at just after 1 p.m. on the 13th. Someone comes to open the lower right locker. We watch from behind the pillar. It's a nondescript middle-aged man. He's dressed in a new suit, but it hangs rather poorly on him, as if he's not used to wearing it. Is that FB? Micah shakes her head firmly. FB is a woman. So, maybe she hired someone to pick it up. Or it could be someone from the locker company here to clear it after weeks overdue. That would make us all idiots, Moeka, FB, and me. That man has the key to the locker. He pays the late fee with the 100 yen coins, then removes the cardboard box with the IBM 5100 inside. The man thought ahead and brought out a pushcart. He puts the IBM 5100 onto the pushcart with a bit of effort and begins walking away. Follow him. Man heads straight for Akihabara Station. Strangely enough, he walks up to an overweight man sitting in the middle of the ticket machine. The overweight man is wearing a t-shirt and has all the signs of an otaku. He doesn't seem to have anything in common with the first guy, who looks like an average salaryman. They transfer the IBM 5100 into an overweight man's suitcase. After they exchange a few words, the overweight man enters the station alone. Then the guy in the suit leaves. Weird. What's the purpose of that transfer? Is the overweight man FB? Or is he just another link in some kind of chain? At any rate, if we keep following the IBM 5100, we should reach FB eventually. We enter the station. Follow him. The overweight man boards the Yamanote line. We board on the next car and keep watch through the connecting door. It's a weekday afternoon, so there aren't many passengers. 30 minutes later, we arrive at Shinjuku Station. Here, the train sees a sharp increase in passenger traffic. He's getting off. Moeka pulls on my sleeve. The overweight man has slipped into this stream of departing passengers. He's about to exit onto the platform. We follow him, but due to our slow reaction, we have to push our way through the boarding passengers. The train door closes and it slowly departs. The man starts walking towards the exit. Shinjuku's crowded, so we'll have to follow close behind or we'll lose him. Then I stop in my tracks. What? The man is empty-handed. His suitcase is missing. What? For a second, I think we followed the wrong man, but no, it's definitely him. We watched him the whole time he was on the train. There's no doubt he had the suitcase when the train arrived in Shinjuku. Did he have passed it on to someone else in the crowd? They know how to lose the tail. But I've got time travel. You're not winning this. I return to the lab and leap an hour back. I find myself inside the train. I know it's bad manners to use my phone on the train, but this is an emergency. According to the train's display, we're about to leave Otsuka for Ikebukuro. 3 stops at Shinjuku. Moeka's next to me, acting inconspicuous. I peek at the overweight man in the next car. They'll make their move at Shinjuku. The guy's gonna get off, but he actually hands the package to someone else. He got us good just now. Just now? Doesn't look like Moeka's caught on yet. It's just time leap from an hour in the future. Time leaped? Moeka's eyes widen. The train arrives at Shinjuku on schedule. Just to make sure, I'll have Moeka follow the man when he gets off. Just before the door opens, I stealthily move to his car. He still has a suitcase with the IBM 5100. Arriving at Shinjuku! The doors open and passengers spew out. The overweight man leaves too, just like last time. However... Knew it! He leaves a suitcase on the train. And now passengers from Shinjuku board. Someone walks over to the abandoned suitcase. It's a woman in her 30s pushing a baby stroller. There's no baby. The woman casually loads the suitcase into her stroller and sits down. After witnessing that scene, I return to the neighboring car. You need to be careful. These guys are serious about avoiding pursuit. The train starts moving. I contact Moeka so we can regroup later. After that incident, the package swaps couriers like a hot potato, snaking around the tracks that run through Tokyo like a web. Whenever they give me the slip, I time leap and resume the chase. Finally, the courier and package get aboard the Hibiya line and return to Akihabara Station where it all began. I recognize the last courier. He's one of the men who raided the lab with Moeka. Dark skin, crew cut, the one who hit me with his gun. The man easily carries a 25-kilo package out of the station. We follow. A car honks its horn. Moeka and I immediately hide. Peering out from the cover, I see a white flatbed parked in front of the station. A muscular man hops out of the driver's seat.
Huh?
What? Ah! I know that face. No, it can't be. I desperately try to organize my thoughts. That's Tanushi Yugo, owner of the Braun Tube Workshop. Mr. Braun. Why? Why is he here? Does this mean he's connected to FB, to the Rounders? Was the Braun Tube Workshop just a front for CERN? Is that how he could afford to keep it open? What's going on here? His shop is right below a lab. If he's working for the enemy, then... I shiver at the thought. Stop. Let's not rush to conclusions. He might just be another courier. We watch from a distance. Tanushi takes a suitcase from the crew cut man and loads it into the backseat of his car. Then he gets into the car alone and takes off towards Showadori. I stare after it in disbelief. Damn it! What do we do now? I time leap several hours to before the first man arrives at the coin locker. Then I explain the situation to Moeka. My plan is to get ahead of the package. After killing some time at Starbucks, we rent a car. I don't have a license, so Moeka is driving. We go to the street in front of the roundabout facing Showadora and park near a Yodobayoshi camera. Now, we wait. Nervous? You're terrified. How long have you been driving? First time. What? This is your first time? Oh, come on. Just don't crash. I'm surprised Moeka had a license in the first place. Apparently FB told her it would come in handy for her rounder work. I have Moeka wait in the car while I keep a lookout on the roundabout. The white station wagon's already stopped there. From this distance, I can clearly see Tanushi in the driver's seat. Nobody else is riding. The crew cut guy should arrive just after 5 p.m. As expected, the crew cut man arrives right on time, effortlessly dragging the suitcase behind him. It feels weird seeing the exact same scene from a different angle. I hurry back to the car where Moeka's waiting. He's coming. The station wagon rolls past us. It takes a left turn at the Showadora intersection towards Okachimimachi. Moeka smoothly sets the car in motion. Finally, we arrive at Tanushi's house in Okachimachi. This is the house where Suzuha lived. Her rusty old mountain bike is still sitting out front. Tanushi brings the IBM 5100 inside. We stop a little further down the road and keep watch. What does this mean? There's FB. The question is, why did he bring it inside? Is he just holding on to it, or is he FB? Does he know FB? Moeka insists that FB is a woman. So maybe it's Tanushi's wife, whom I've never met. I have Moeka show me one of FB's mails. Sorry for not being useful. M4, it's true that you're not very good with people, but I think that's just part of what makes you unique and special. Besides, you have no trouble talking to me, do you? Honestly, M4, there's nobody else who works as hard as you do. I'm very thankful for that. I'm glad you joined the Rounders. Even if nobody else values you, I'll always look out for you. Feel free to email me whenever you like. Oh yes, since you're finally in Nagoya, you should try some of the local delicacies. It's not good for your health to keep eating convenience store food. Or do you not like miso, M4? In any case, a girl your age needs to eat better. I recommend the firm miso stew. Your next mission is to go to Akihabara in Tokyo, so find an apartment by next week. I deposited a special bonus in your account, so feel free to use it. Talk to you soon. Your mother, FB. A mail like this does make FB just seem nice. But who is FB? What's their... Why? She's kept a lot of mails archives like this one.
M4 is my code name. FB gave it to me.
Moeka's a mailing machine. She sent FB nearly 10 mails a day, but FB replied to every single one. You'd have to be a saint to reply to all those emails. No wonder Moeka was so dependent on FB. So, time for another stakeout. I have Darwin set up a wireless infrared camera on the telephone pole down the street. We park a couple blocks away and watch the video feed. The next day, Tanuji goes to work on his moped like usual. He returns after sunset. There's no sign of his daughter Nae or his wife. Something finally happens early Sunday morning. Just before 3 a.m., 6 people show up at Tanuji's house. It's them. It's dark, but I recognize them. They're the rounders who raided the lab with Moeka. Moeka doesn't show much of a reaction. I thought she knew them. I asked, but she says she's never met them before. It looks like this world line's Moeka has been cut off completely. She's expendable on this world line. She's not useful. Were they done with her once she found them in IBM 5100? Tanuji comes outside and loads the IBM 5100 into the station wagon. And the 6 men get in and drive away. Tanuji sees them off, then goes back inside his house. What now? I'm interested in Tanuji's story, but the IBM 5100 will lead us to FB. We decide to follow the station wagon. The pursuit ends at Narita International Airport. The 6 men, IBM 5100 in tow, board a plane head for France. France. CERN's home country. What does this mean? Tennoji's wife might be FB. Since there's no sign of FB this far, she must be an extremely cautious individual, but the evidence suggests only one possibility. On Worldline Alpha 1, Moeka's men attacked the night the time leap machine was completed. Their timing was perfect. It makes sense if you assume that Tanuji is closely linked to FB. He was right downstairs the whole time we were discussing our plans. FB knew exactly what we were up to. We were dancing to her tune all along. When we get back to Akiba, Moeka and I start walking towards Tanuji's house. On the way, I get an angry call from Kurisu demanding an update, so I decide to take care of that first. Kurisu sighs when she sees me. I thought I asked you to keep me posted. I've been busy. Busy, right. Kurisu glances at Moeka. Were you worried about me? Of course not. Why should I care what you're up to? It's just, Mayuri was really worried. I don't want to see her sad. So at least give her a call, okay? Now that she mentions it, it feels like I haven't talked to Mayuri in forever. I'm doing this to save Mayuri. This has been just so exhausting. I'm close to discovering our true enemy. Our enemy? But I just want free of this loop. I don't want to see anyone die. I want to move forward. I'm scared of being stuck. Kurisu glances at Moeka again. Moeka is completely expressionless. She's likely kicking the dirt in boredom. She hasn't used her phone once since we began the search for FB. Isn't she our enemy? She is an enemy, but we're cooperating in order to uncover the truth. Isn't that she the one who killed Mayuri? Yes. However, Moeka's just a pawn, and one that no longer poses a threat. To save Mayuri, I need to capture the king. Well, the king's cell phone. Whatever. So, where are you going now? Take me with you. Have you gone mad, assistant mine? I'm perfectly sane, and I'm not your assistant. It could be dangerous. Huh? Kurisu falters for a moment, but quickly tightens her expression. Do I die today? I've experienced the future, so I know who dies today. No, you don't die. Then there's no problem. This world is essentially guaranteed my survival. The problem is, isn't this the day that technically Moeka dies? If so, she's going to die soon. Right, Kurisu doesn't die today. Neither does Mayuri. The only person who dies today is... Kiryu Moeka. This afternoon, she kills herself. I've already told Moeka her fate. But in spite of that, Moeka doesn't seem upset. At least on the surface. She's expressionless as always. The only difference is that she's not checking her phone as often. Moeka's not a strong woman. Beneath that expressionless mask, is she struggling against the fear of death? I decide to confront Tanuji directly. I have Kurisu stand guard outside the house while Moeka and I go inside. Not like they were planning to break in. We ring the doorbell like honest citizens. Tanuji soon opens the door and invites us into the living room. Tanuji, it's time we talk. The divergence meter is sitting in its usual spot. I glance at the numbers. 0.523307%. There's still a long way to go before I reach 1%. How much more of this can I take?
Make yourselves at home.
It's just after dawn. Much too early for guests, but Tanuji welcomes us with a smile. He even starts preparing some instant coffee. You're an early riser, Mr. Braun.
Yeah, gotta see my little girl off to school. I know it's summer break, but habits die hard.
Is your daughter still asleep?
Hey, you think of trying to something while she's sleeping? Touch her and I'll break your head, got it?
Don't worry. I'm more interested in his wife. There's still no sign of her. Is she asleep too? Or could she be hiding somewhere? I'd like to do a thorough search of the house, but of course that's impossible. And then there's what I had learned, and then there's what he said just now about seeing Nae off to school. That sounds like something a single father would say. I suspected that FB was Tanuji's wife, but that may have been a mistake. Maybe Tanuji is just another courier after all. Maybe he doesn't even know about FB. There's a possibility that FB might not even be in Akiba. I need answers. How do I get them? Moeka is just staring at the floor. I can't count on her for any bright ideas. And whether or not Tanuji's wife is FB, I don't think this man will fall for any tricks. So how do we deal with this? I decided to go for the direct approach. A few hours ago, 6 men stopped by this house to pick up a package, which they then delivered to France. You were there, I saw you. This time, Tanuji just doesn't give me his usual macho attitude. He just smiles softly.
And?
The package contained the IBM 5100. You know what that is, of course.
Yeah, the legendary retro PC.
This is too easy. He's never this cooperative. Are you just another courier? Or are you...
A rounder?
A rounder? Instead of answering my question, Tanuji looks straight at Moeka.
Did you betray us, M4?
You bastard! You bastard! Moeka jerks upright. This is M4's Moeka's codename, something only FB should know. No. Are you... FB? Tanuji laughs once, a dry sound.
Ever heard of Ferdinand Braun?
There's no way. What? Moeka and I look at each other, confused by the sudden change of topic. There's no way this whole time.
Come on, there's a Nobel Prize winning physicist who invented the Braun tube.
Tanuji has a thing for Braun tubes, I know that. But what does that have to do with anything?
Ferdinand Braun. Initials?
Ferdinand Braun, FB. FB.
Now you get it.
Tanuji casually produces a handgun. The motion is so smooth and natural, I don't even recognize it as a gun at first. Its heavy form gives off a chilling black luster. The muzzle's pointing at Moeka. It's time to go. I gotta turn back the time and save Moeka. Moeka and I are unarmed. We didn't plan for this. How could we have? We thought FB was Tsunuji's wife, not the man himself. Let me ask you one thing. Your wife.
She died of an eye. Why?
Cursed silently. No wonder I've never seen her. She's been dead for years. Tsunuji is FB.
No, that can't be.
I thought I was your world, M4. Now you're running away?
Keeping his gun trained on Moeka, the man I knew as Mr. Braun laughed scornfully. We're at an overwhelming disadvantage. I was a fool to believe the direct approach would work. How my recklessness is going to get us both killed. No, not both of us. I don't die here. I'm here because I time leap on the 16th. That fact is written on the fabric of this world line. So if the attractor field model is right, I can't possibly die now on the morning of the 15th. My survival is guaranteed by the same force that keeps killing Mayuri. However, Moeka can't stop her death. Moeka has no such protection. She dies today. It doesn't matter how. She could easily die now, right before my eyes. What am I gonna do about it? Nothing. It doesn't matter. My goal is to obtain FB's cell phone and send a D-mail to Moeka in the past. That's the reason I'm here. In any case, I mustn't let his handgun scare me. There's no turning back now. All I can do is stay on the offensive. So you're a rounder. Cern's dog.
Their dog? Yeah, you ain't wrong.
Tsunuji is like a different person today. He's composed. He doesn't get angry, even when I provoke him. You wouldn't expect a man with a gun to be so calm. Is this really who he is? Was the gruff but good-natured storekeeper just an act? If you shoot, it'll wake up your daughter.
So what?
Do you want your daughter to see you commit murder?
My little girl smart as a button. She'll understand.
I grind my teeth. I can't believe you're a rounder. You, of all people! Hashida Suzu didn't give you a home so you could turn into a safe house for Cern! Tsunuji's smile stiffens for a second. Then he slaps his knee and laughs.
You knew Suzu-san. You should have said something.
Tsunuji and I haven't spoken about Suzu on this world line.
Anyway, what gives you the right to speak for her, huh? She died 10 years ago. You were what, 8? How do you know how'd she feel?
She told me. I glare at Tsunuji. The anger and frustration are overwhelming. She was here in this time, not 5 days ago! I'll bring it to you here in Akihabara. That's my duty. And I'll see it through. The rest is up to you. Change the future. Please. I still remember her words vividly. Though it feels like it's been forever since she spoke them. In objective time, it was only just a few days ago. She was right here and you never knew it! Hashida Suzu. No! Amane Suzuha was a time traveler! She came from the future to stop Cern!
What?
You never noticed, FB? The woman who saved your life came from the year 2036. She was one of us, a lab member, the daughter of Hashida Itaru. Suzuha hated Cern, and here you are, a man who owes her everything, doing her their dirty work. Is this how you honor Suzuha's memory?
Stop making shit up!
Tsunuji thrusts his gun at me. I barely managed to keep from flinching. How did you turn out this way?
Fuck you. It's complicated.
Complicated? Is that supposed to be an excuse? Are you really FB? Moeka looks completely lost. Tsunuji sighs and lowers his gun.
Yeah. I am.
The mails.
I wrote them. Why'd I pretend to be a woman? Camouflage, obviously. Had to hide my identity. The internet's full of guys pretending to be girls. You gotta say though, M4, you send too much goddamn mail. Who has time for that shit? You better be grateful I bothered to reply.
No. FB was like a mother to me. I'd do anything for FB.
That was the point. It's easy to manipulate nut jobs like you. Just gotta give them something to cling to.
Enough!
I approach Tanuji but freeze once he points the gun at me again.
Why did you stop emailing me?
Huh? Oh, right. Your usefulness ended the second you dropped off that IBM 5100.
I'm useless.
That was obvious. I've been telling her this whole time that FB abandoned her. I guess it wasn't real to her until she heard it from FB's own mouth.
Recruiting members directly is bad for secrecy, but the rounders make up for it by choosing expendable assets with nowhere else to go. Any member who finds an IBM 5100 is eliminated. No exceptions.
What? What is he saying?
That way, CERN gets to keep their secrets. Plus, have a cheap army of outcasts like us.
FB.
We're all expendable. Every last one of us. And it sucks, let me tell you.
Without dropping a smile, Tanuji takes his gun. No!
As soon as our job's done, they get rid of us. Guess that makes us cattle, not dogs.
And presses it against the side of his head. Stop! No!
Disobey orders, and they go after your family. I can't let them touch my little girl, can I?
Wait, don't!
Sorry for everything, Suzu-san. Really? How did I turn out this way?
Please don't!
He pulls the trigger. I'm so tired. I'm so exhausted. All of this.
Why?
Brains splatter against the wall. Tanuji's massive body drops to the floor and sprawls out. Motionless. A dark red stain begins to spread over the tatami mats. He's dead. Tanuji is dead. It's so much. Too much at this point. It's over. And I still don't understand what happened. Would he have killed himself even if we hadn't confronted him? Was his death too the will of fate? Tanuji had completed his mission. Maybe he chose to eliminate himself rather than face certain assassins. You fool. I bite down hard on my lip. I pound my fists against the floor. You left your daughter all alone. He meant to protect her with his sacrifice. What is Nai supposed to do now? How could you die with a smile? All rounders are expendable, he said. Does that mean FB was just another pawn? Is that how CERN operates? That's insanity! This can't be real. Is she still asleep in the next room? Blissfully unaware of her father's suicide? How do I explain this to her? Should I run? Again, strictly speaking, my purpose is to obtain FB's phone.
Once I send a email and change the world line, all of this will be undone. I can run like a coward, and no one will know. I'll know. I timidly slide open the door to Nai's bedroom. Looks like you'd expect. There's a red backpack hanging up next to the desk, and there's a futon laid out on the floor. But Nai isn't there. The window's open. The lace curtains are wavering, as if to invite the fresh morning breeze inside. She's gone. Where'd she go? No. Don't tell me CERN kidnapped her. I don't even know if she was here when we arrived. None of this makes sense. This isn't the world I know. His phone. I need Tanuji's phone. I'm relieved Nai isn't here. I don't have to tell her about her father's death. I find Tanuji's phone in his pants pocket. I was ready to kill him if I had to. I never thought he would kill himself. Now I'm looting his dead body like a hyena, scavenging for scraps of meat. I make myself want to puke. I leave as soon as I have the phone, dragging the catatonic Moeka with me. We regroup with Kurisu, who was worried sick waiting outside, and hailed a taxi. I wish we hadn't spent so much time parked near Tanuji's house. Once the body is found, the police might trace the rental car back to us. Maybe we should have reported it first. I'd rather not have to answer any questions. Besides, soon, none of this will have happened. So the manager was FB. First we take Moeka back to her apartment. There I explain to Kurisu what happened. It's too much. Moeka didn't say a word on the way back. Now she's sitting on the floor by the entrance, staring off into space. It must have been quite a shock to hear Tanuji's FB's confession. The one person she trusted betrayed her. She may never recover. But were Tanuji's actions really a betrayal? I'm not quite convinced. Something felt off back there. Rounders who complete their missions are eliminated. No exceptions. That's what FB said. In that case, why wasn't Moeka killed? Why is she alive?
No.
Hey, Moeka. It's possible that FB did what he did so you could live. Wait. Did FB think that if he died, maybe it allowed Convergence to work in a way where it would swap their deaths? But she's alive still. But she shouldn't be. At least I don't think she's died yet. If the time's already passed, is it possible really that it was after Suzuha? After Suzuha was mentioned. That's when FB started acting different. Could telling him about Suzuha have affected Convergence in a way where it swapped Moeka and FB's death? Maybe he didn't abandon you. Maybe by pushing you away, he was trying to keep you safe. This may be just wishful thinking. We'll never know FB's true intentions. But I want to believe that Tanuji did care for her. That there was a place for Moeka somewhere. What am I doing? Why am I trying to comfort Moeka? Maybe I'm just soft. Okabe, we need to end the email now. I know. Kurisu's expression is grave. Miss this chance and you could be in a lot of trouble. Kurisu had the same thought as me. Your goal is to save Mayuri, not take revenge on CERN, right? I don't want anyone else to be hurt because of the machine we built. It's a freaking demon. FB's phone is in my possession. There's no longer any reason to stay on this world line. It's just so much at this point. It's happened.
It's only a matter of time until the police come looking for us. I should send the email immediately. When I do, the president will be reconstructed. Tsunuji will still be alive. Moeka will still be in contact with FB. And at last, the IBM 5100 will return to me. I just need to think about saving my area and all will be well. Do you think Dara's still in the lab? I'll try calling. I'll send the same message I tried to send earlier from Moeka's phone. Only this time it will be from FB's phone. When Moeka sees it, she'll believe it to be an order from FB. Knowing her dependence on FB, she'll obey without question. It makes me sick to be taking advantage of Moeka's vulnerabilities like this. How am I any different from FB? He said he'll be there in 5 minutes. So we just wait until then. By the way, something weird happened back there. After closing her phone, Kurisu glances at Moeka and lowers her voice. I was waiting outside, I heard a gunshot. And right after that, I saw her. Her? Who? I ask, even though I already know the answer. There's only one person it could be. Nai-chan. She ran out the back door. When I called her to stop, our eyes met. Kurisu bites her lip as if fighting an unpleasant memory. It happened right after she heard the gunshot. If that's true, then Nai saw her father die. She saw her father die. And ran away. Shit. Shit. There's a knock on the door. Someone's here. Who? Moeka, who had been squatting by the entrance, slowly lifts her head. This is wrong. The timing's too perfect. Today, Moeka dies. This world has already approved that fate. Has it come for her already? Moeka reaches for the doorknob. Wait, don't! I try to stop her. But it's too late. Moeka's already turning the doorknob. The door opens slowly. And there stands... Hi! An innocent greeting. A child's voice. Familiar. Why are you here? I don't trust you. How'd she find this place? How'd she get here? Why did she come here? She ran away. Our eyes met. Or after I heard the gunshot. An innocent laugh. Hands dyed with blood. A cleaver in her hand. No way. Yes way. Nice lips twist in a victorious sneer. She looks straight at me. Her eyes burning with intense hatred. Those aren't the eyes of a child. What's going on here? Is this really Nai? I won't forgive you. The venom in her voice chills me to the bone. I died because of you. I'll never forgive you. I'll kill you with my own 2 hands. Kurisu and I stare in shocked silence. Neither of us can move a muscle. Okabe Rintaro. My heart skips a beat. I feel like someone just walked over my grave. I'll come for you in 15 years. I hope you spend them quivering in terror. Nai tosses the knife away and leaves, laughing all the while. I hear the sounds of her footsteps pattering down the stairs. Soon they fade away, leaving us in silence. I... How do you want me to respond to that? What do you want me to do about that? What the hell was that? A demon? Was she possessed? My entire body's shaking. I have to struggle just to move a finger. What about Moeka? Moeka's clothes are soaked in blood. There's a gaping wound in her abdomen where Nai stabbed her. That didn't seem like Nai. Or was it? The time leap. There was a weird time leap that happened in the lab before all this. The one that wasn't done by our character. By Okabe. Was it Nai? Or what happened? Why is she... Calm down. Kurisu yells at me to come to my senses, then she takes her phone out. Check on Kiryu-san. I'll call an ambulance. No, wait, before that. Maybe you should just send an email. Even now, Kurisu is calm. I feel an irrational surge of anger at her composure, but I know that she's right. Once I send an email, the world line will change. I know that. But still, I run to Moeka's side. This is too much. When I lift up her up in my arms, I see that her chest is already covered in blood. Moeka! She's my enemy. Hang in there! She killed Mayuri. Can you hear me? Moeka! I can't understand her. I can't forgive her. And yet I can't help but call her name. Because in a sense, she's a victim too. Moeka slowly opens her eyes. Her eyes are blank and unfocused. She's fading fast. She tries to speak, but her voice catches in her throat. I bring my ear close to her lips. I killed someone precious to you. Yes, you did. Countless times. Not in this world line, but others. This is my punishment. I don't will fate. I'm sorry. I'm sorry. I silently squeeze Moeka's hand. Moeka doesn't squeeze back. She no longer has the strength. I had nothing except FB. The only place I belonged. I would kill to protect it. You're right to hate me. I'm sorry. I forgive you. The words come out of my lips unbidden. But as soon as I speak them, I understand why. Moeka does not kill Mayuri on this world line. If she could, it wouldn't happen until tomorrow. This Moeka, the one dying in my arms, is innocent. And yet, even now she says I'm sorry. How can I not answer her? I forgive you. Perhaps the words are meaningless. Forgiving Moeka will not cure Nai's hate. Neither will Moeka's death. I don't even know if I truly mean what I'm saying. But still, I remember what Kurisu said. My goal is to save Mayuri, not avenge her. So here, now, I forgive you. The anguish seems to fade from Moeka's face. Her eyes slowly close. A tear slides down Moeka's cheek.
Her hand slips from my grasp. She's no longer breathing. Biting my lip. I lay Moeka to rest on the floor. I place her purple phone in her hands. Okabe. Karisu calls to me in a weak voice. I think you should send the D-mail. Everything's ready at the lab. Yeah. Moeka and FB are gone. But Mayuri's fate remains unchanged. The universe still demands her death. Hey, Christina. When I send a D-mail and change diversions, do you think Moeka's fate will change? Based on the attractor field model you spoke of, she'll be more likely to live if divergence exceeds 1%. Sorry. I wish I knew what to say. Don't worry about it. I stand up. Moeka's blood clings to my hands. It won't come off, even when I wipe it with a tissue. I stop trying and take out FB's phone. I nod to Karisu. She calls Daru and tells him to activate the phone wave named subject to change. I take one last look at Moeka's body lying there. What'll happen if I don't? Will it be another ending? I guess probably, but do I even want to see this? Causality is a strange and terrifying thing. At the beginning of all this, Moeka killed Mayuri. But now, Moeka lies dead, while Mayuri still lives. All because I changed the past. Moeka, if you're going to apologize for a sin you didn't commit, then I must apologize as well. I am responsible for twisting your fate, and for twisting the fate of Tanuji Nae. I ruined that innocent girl's life, made her something other than what she was meant to be. Is it okay to just leave her like this? Of course, if I send an email now, this world line will be undone. Nae's twisted fate will be corrected. There's no point in worrying about it. I should just think about Mayuri. I shouldn't burden myself with any more problems. Is this really okay? Of course it is. Send the D-mail. That's all I need to do. Why won't my fingers move? I already know what I need to do. And yet... Okabe. Is there something strange about that girl? That girl. You mean Nae-chan? Something happened to her. I nod. She was like a different person. Exactly! Did something happen? It has to have been the time leap. Something happened with the time leap. The time leap that was used by someone other than Okabe. Something happened and it's ruined her. Changed her completely. What does she mean she'll kill me in 15 years? It bothers me. Does she know something? What was she implying? Don't worry about Okabe. Send an email right now. That'll solve everything. I put FB's phone in my pocket. I can't pretend I didn't see that. Nae's crime is partly my responsibility. And I need to know what she meant by when she promised to kill me 15 years from now. I'm time leaping. Back to the lab. Karisu sighs, but I pretend not to hear it. We have to go back. I need to figure out what happened to Nae. Why? What's going on here? Our enemy? But... No. Karisu glances at Moeka, then whispers into my ear. Isn't she our enemy? It's about 7 a.m., right? Huh? Well, yeah, but where'd that question come from? After time leaving 4 hours back, I find myself in front of the station.
This is right after Moeka and I met up with Kurisu after returning from Narita Airport. After this comes the Tanuji residence. Moeka is standing a few meters away, kicking in the dirt in boredom. Moeka was dead just a few minutes ago, but now she's perfectly fine. I feel no surprise. I suppose I've grown accustomed to this particular facet of time travel. After all, I've seen Mayuri come back to life countless times already. There's one other thing the experience has taught me. Today, Moeka and Tanuji will die, and there's nothing we can do to stop it. I know it's cruel, but I didn't come back here to save them. I don't have the means to, and it isn't my problem. The problem is Nae. What did Nae mean? We arrived in front of the Tanuji's house, just like we did before I time leaped. But this time, I wait outside with Kurisu. Moeka enters alone, expressionless as ever. While we wait outside, I tell Kurisu what's about to happen. I also tell her to wait a little while after she hears the gunshot, then goes inside and takes Tanuji's phone. Feels like an eternity passes in silence. And then... there. Kurisu gasps. Her body goes stiff.
There really was a gunshot.
I told you. Now the problem is Nae. I immediately look around. Just as Kurisu told me, I see a girl come out of the window. She walks away quickly, but at the same time taking care not to make a sound. That's not how a child acts after witnessing her father's death. Wait! You. Nae looks over her shoulder. You're not Nae. Who are you? She spears me with the eyes full of hatred. That alone is enough to make me shiver. It's pitiful, but a tiny girl is making me nervous. Something's very wrong here. This Nae is a completely different person. I want to know her true identity. That's why I time leaped instead of sending an email. Get over here! Nae's still running, ignoring my calls to stop. I run after her. Out of shape though I may be, I'm still more than a match for the 12-year-old girl. The distance between us quickly shortens. Nae keeps running, occasionally looking back at me and grinding her teeth in a very unchildlike manner. Normally a child would be being chased by a man will cry and scream things like stay away or help. But this girl says nothing. The only sound is her heavy breathing. Stop! I call out to her once more when she's nearly in arm's reach. Unexpectedly, Nae slows down and eventually stops to catch her breath. Who are you? It looks like she's realized she can't get away. From the sound of her breathing, she must be at her limit. We're alone. Kurisu and Moeka must still be at the house, and the streets are empty thanks to the Obon holidays. Perfect. I was afraid someone might report me as a child molester. Now I can get what I need to know out of this strange girl who looks like Nae. I call out to her as I catch my breath. Are you really Tanuji Nae? Nae glares at me as she catches her breath. You plan to kill Kiryu Moeka after this, don't you?
That's right.
She punctuates her nonchalant reply with a cruel smile. This is not the face of a child. Revenge for your father?
You and Kiryu Moeka killed Daddy.
Your dad killed himself. He blew his own brains out. He would have done it even if we hadn't been there. It's not our fault.
I don't care.
What?
Kiryu Moeka was there when Daddy died, but she didn't stop him. I won't forgive her. Not you, nor you, Okabe Rentaro. You weren't there, but Daddy wouldn't have died if you got involved.
Wait, is she blaming me for finding the IBM 5100? How the hell was I supposed to know?
I won't kill you now. I can't.
This tiny little girl, barely half my height, looks up to me with a smile that chills my blood.
I'll kill you in 15 years. Keep living in fear until then.
I get on my knees and grab Nae by the shoulders. Hold back my terror and meet her stare for stare. And yet this girl doesn't even flinch. Who are you? She isn't Tanuji Nae. What do you mean you'll kill me in 15 years?
Exactly what it sounds like. 15 years from now, I killed you.
Who the hell are you? Killed? Why is she using past tense? Nae laughs once, a harsh and mocking sound. Then she leans in and whispers.
You still don't get it? Just now you asked who I am. I'm Tsunushi Nai. No doubt about that. But I remember the next 15 years.
No. Did she? Time leap. He suddenly whips out a knife, catching me completely off guard. He drives the knife into the elbow of my right arm, which was grabbing her shoulder. Blood sprays onto Nai's face, but she doesn't even blink. Instead, psychopath. She laughs, just like she laughed when she killed Moeka. Damn it! The intense pain brings me to my knees. For a moment, I panic, and somehow I manage to convince myself that I'm fine. I won't die here, I tell myself. This world line won't accept that. It's just like Naya said herself. It's not that she won't kill me. She can't. If she tried, something would surely interfere.
I hear how he killed you? In the future, you're one of the founders of the Resistance Against CERN. I captured you and imprisoned you and tortured you every which way I could think of. You cried and screamed, begged for your life, all covered in piss and shit. You were once sorry Sayokabi, Rentaro. After I ran out of things to do, I finally slit your throat, and then I stabbed you, over and over and over again, so many times I don't remember. That's how your life is going to end. That's your punishment for murdering Daddy.
I grasps my arm and digs her tiny fingers into the wound. My nerves burst into flame, not just in my arm, but throughout my entire body. The pain forces the air out of my lungs in a blood-curdling scream. I can't shake off Nai's hands. I can't even move a finger against the pain.
Serenkowski, your time machine. We kept it locked away for 15 years until I came for it. After I came around her and killed you, I used that machine to come all the way back here. It was hard, let me tell you. That piece of shit can't leave more than 48 hours at a time.
Well, 15 years in 48-hour increments would take... Damn, I can't calculate through the pain.
2,738 loops. I messed up a few times though, so it's really more than, or like twice that. At least I kinda lost count after a while.
I get it. When I came to this world line, I went back to the lab after learning of Moeka's suicide. Once I got out there, I found evidence someone had used the time leap machine. So that was Nai's final time leap. Nai keeps staring into my eyes as her fingers crawl deeper into my wound. I bite my lip in a desperate attempt to bear the pain. My blood won't stop flowing. Collects in a puddle and stains the asphalt dark red.
Revenge is all I live for. I won't let anyone get in my way. I will kill Kiryu Moeka with my own two hands. I won't let that bitch kill herself. She don't deserve to go out easy.
You left 15 years just for that. She's insane. And it was Moeka and I who made her that way. Who turned an innocent little girl into a creature of hatred and starved for vengeance. We stole 15 years of her life. 15 years. I can't understand what it's like to live with such hatred for so long.
Just for that.
Nice slender fingers pry deeper into my wound. So deep I can feel her fingers against my bone.
It might not mean much to you, but to me, killing you two means everything.
So you kill Moeka. Well, what comes next?
Next?
Are you gonna repeat those 15 years all over again?
What do I care about those 15 years? There's nothing for me there.
She does not cry. She does not sneer. Her voice is flat and emotionless as she speaks these words. There's nothing more I can say to this girl I destroyed. At last, Naya lets go of my arm. She looks in disgust at her hands, now covered in my blood.
I don't need anything from you now. Just wait in fear and regret, Kawi and Taro, until I come for you in 15 years.
I'm powerless to stop her from running away.
dry laughter leaks out of my mouth. That girl's disconnected from causality. Just like I am. I asked her what she would do after killing Moeka. She didn't answer. The first time she lived those 15 years, all she had was revenge. And after time leaping thousands of times, she exacted that revenge. How'll she live those 15 years the second time round? Will she kill me again? Will her revenge be complete then? Or will it continue forever, until even she forgets why? The thought squeezes my heart like a vice. Does time travel bring nothing but pain? This is just a demon. It's not something that should ever exist. We built a time machine out of curiosity. We were fools. If not for our meddling, CERN would not have targeted us. Mari would not have died. Suzuha would not have had to travel to the past. Ferris would not have lost her father twice. Lukaka would not have had to forsake her feelings for me. And Mohiko would not have killed Mayuri. Karisu runs up to me. She turns pale at the sight of my bleeding arm. What happened? Are you okay? She kneels in front of me. Worry is etched on her face. The phone. I brought it by... Karisu hands me FB's phone. I think we can go back now. Maybe if we fix this, maybe we can also prevent whatever's happened to Nae. We can stop her from becoming that monster. I take it out and start typing out the mail with my left hand. Hey, tell me what happened, will you? Should I call an ambulance? Calm down. I'm gonna send an email now. Right, if the rolling changes, then this wound will go away. Yes, but who cares about my wound? Tanuji's death, Moeka's death, and the damage to Nai's soul will all be undone. That's what matters. I finish the mail and take a breath. Hey, why do you think Tanuji didn't kill Moeka? What do you mean? Any rounder who finds an IBM 5100 is silenced. No exceptions. That's what Tanuji said. In that case, the one who should have been eliminated first was Moeka. She found the IBM 5100 in the first place. And yet Tanuji cut contact with her instead. And when we exposed his true identity, he shot himself. Not Moeka. I think he wanted to save Moeka. Perhaps that's just wishful thinking. Perhaps I'm just looking for an ounce of comfort in all this suffering. Even if that was Tanuji's intention, it was meaningless. Moeka will die today, whether by her own hand or by Nae's. It doesn't matter. However, I hope it works out on the Beta World line. They are the enemy. I should hate them for killing Mayuri. But in some sense, Tanuji, Moeka, and Nae are all just victims of my foolish experiments. I pray that they can live normal lives, at least on the Beta World line. For their sake as well as Mayuri's. I must send this email. Sorry, Nae. Once this email is sent, this world line will be undone. But I can't let you have your revenge. Here we go. 5710046. The world shatters, warps, and reforms. Eventually, those sensations disappear and color gradually returns to the world. I find myself standing in the street near the lab. The burning pain in my right arm is suddenly gone. I look down.
There's no wound, no blood. Instead, I'm holding a convenience store bag with 2 bottles of Dr. P. I guess it worked. I head straight for Moeka's apartment. When I get there, Moeka opens the door normally and peeks out at me. She looks fine. No signs of despair, no blood stained by the door, no knife either.
Okabe-kun, how'd you know where I...
Let me kill some time here. I barge into the room. The hour of Moeka's death passes with no sign of Nae. So she's alive now. In this world line, she won't die. We don't have to get to the Bea world line to save Moeka, and potentially the same with Tanuji and Nae's existence is being changed. The world line's changed. I don't need an IBM 5100 anymore, Moeka. Moeka's right in front of me, but she sends me mail. Why do you not need it anymore? It feels like forever since we last conversed like this. What do you mean? My supervisors told me to stop looking, Moeka. Effie told you to stop? Maybe I shouldn't have said that. Whoopsie daisy. How do you know about FB? Where did you get that information? So FB's still alive. I feel relief, but also fear. I mustn't forget that she is my enemy. For now, however, I'm more interested in what Moeka just said. FB canceled her mission to retrieve the IBM 5100.
Doing your duty sets you up for disposal, so we're more like cattle than dogs.
I recall his last words. Perhaps he canceled her mission so that they wouldn't be eliminated. If that's the truth, then maybe he really was trying to save Moeka.
Live in fear and regret, Okabe and Taro. Until we meet again in 15 years.
I wonder what happened to Nae. I can't get that childish, yet hate-filled voice out of my head. On that world line, I turned an innocent girl into a murderer. I bite my lip hard. Hard enough to draw blood. I won't fear you, Nae. Nor will I repent. That world line has already been undone. But how will things turn out on this new world line? No, there's no point thinking about it. If the plan worked, the IBM 5100 should already be back in my possession. And if that's the case, then there's no need to stay on this world line either. On the way back to the lab, I stop by the Bronze Tube workshop and peek in through the window. He's there. The 42-inch CRT is powered on, and Tanuji, FB, is lounging in front of it, reading the sports page. FB is still alive. His daughter Nae has no reason to hate anyone now. I climb the stairs to the lab. Kurisu. There's nobody there but Kurisu. Have you been to Kiryu Moeka's apartment? Huh? Kiryu pauses at her at-channel browsing session to look at me in confusion. Moeka-san's apartment? Never. Oh, okay. Why do you ask? It doesn't matter, just wondering. I cut across the lounge and head straight for the development room. In the middle of the room sits the time leap machine. After a glance at the time leap machine, I scan the shelves. It's here! Holy shit! Oh! Oh! A large, familiar cardboard box. I was right. Inside the box is the IBM 5100, the legendary retro PC stolen to me by a twist of fate. At last, it is returned. The long battle is finally over. I did it. We can save Mayuri. Daro, where's my super haka? I can't contain my excitement. My hair is beating like a jackhammer. He's not here. He's not here. He went to Kamima, remember? Oh, right. In that case, he won't return until the evening. Can't wait that long. So I fire up the time machine and leap. Bye, Kurisu! I see Daru in the front of his computer sleepily playing in a rogue, eh? So I know that this is probably shorter than my usual streams. In fact, it's shorter by an hour. But I think I'm going to go ahead and end it here for today, I think. Simply because, I think, so I will say this. I looked up how many endings are in this game. Or, sorry, how many chapters, I should say. There are 10. And I am going to assume we're very close to getting to the end of, chapter 9 now. So what I'll do is I'll go ahead and end it here. So that way we can have the next stream just dedicated to doing the next chapter. So yeah, we'll have it done that way. Anyways, we're getting close. The time to save Mayuri is finally at hand. Just a little bit further and we'll finally be there. So close. But we'll have to do that next time. Thank you all so much for watching. Hope you enjoyed and hope to see you all later. Peace.